Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Part-Time Allies Part-Time Podcast. Today, I am going to be your host, Josh. Joining me on the couch, we've got AJ.
Hello, everybody.
Ryan.
Winter is coming.
And Jourdain.
Good day.
How's everybody doing today?
Holding up.
Are you holding up?
I'm just barely holding up.
Why? I'm just kidding. We'll get to that later, I think.
Dudes, we made it to episode 2.
Wow.
This actually happened again.
Should we,
I'm
thank...
very proud of everyone.
Wow. Thank you.
I just want to thank the listeners. We actually had listeners, which I think is a great at least motivator for me to come back and go, you know what? People are actually listening to us. Some people care. We're going to keep going.
Our whole one listener?
Yeah, this is exciting. And it was my mom.
Yeah. Wow, mine too.
Wait, my mom listened as well.
That's 3 listeners.
We got there, guys.
We did
So,
it.
speaking of moms, E3 was this week.
E3 came and
E3
gone.
came after Mother's Day?
So who watched E E3?
I watched it while I was drinking all that nice water.
Wow. Okay,
I just
let's
did
talk
you
about that
guys.
later.
I just
Segue.
raised my hand.
Okay, wait. So, I watched stuff with E3. I didn't watch the presentations. I just watched parts.
I watched, I think, every presser.
Wow.
Yep.
See, I don't have
Amazing. I watched that one little bit about Mario Odyssey, and that was it.
Okay, what about you, Ryan?
I had the joy of sitting there watching the Bethesda conference.
Yeah, what did you think?
Oh, wow.
So let's start with the Bethesda conference.
Sure, let's talk about the Bethesda.
Here was the joy. It ended.
Yeah, I have to agree. Bethesda conference was not
So-
great.
What happened during that?
Oh, do you want to know what happened?
Yeah, I
Nothing.
got gist of it.
Nothing.
I got
Nothing.
the
That is the answer.
That is
Nothing.
the gist of it.
No,
okay.
actually, one interesting thing that happened was Wolfenstein. Colossus. Wolfenstein Colossus, I think, is the new title coming out. That one actually, I don't know. It's gotten me interested in actually playing Wolfenstein.
But have you played Wolfenstein?
No, I haven't played it. So that's why I'm interested in playing it now. So I guess in a sense, Bethesda did something good.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that Wolfenstein trailer for a sec?
Wolfenstein. Yes.
Wolfenstein trailer.
Wolfenstein.
The Wolfenstein trailer ends with a guy dropping acid.
That was pretty cool.
So the end scene, if for those of you who haven't seen it, is they have 2 people have guns, they're walking somewhere, and the guy literally drops acid. A cartoon gecko shows up, he picks it up and tells it to be quiet. And it's just, I don't know where they're going with that franchise. It was so deadly serious in the last game, and now this, I don't know. It seems like Bethesda's going in a weird direction with that game.
That has Hitler in it, doesn't it?
I don't know.
Does it?
I don't think so. I think
Okay.
the original one did. Because
Yeah, the OG.
like the 90s Wolfenstein. I think the last level was fighting Hitler.
Yeah, because that's all I know of Wolfenstein, and it's, German, all that jazz. But have you played it, Jourdain?
I've never played it, but I've heard other people playing it, and they said they love the old version, so I'm guessing the new version is just as good.
Yeah.
The last game was all right. It's a shooter, right? It's a shooter with a campaign that wasn't that bad.
Wait, is that Bethesda? Is that no?
Bethesda publishes it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Who makes it? That's the question.
beats me.
Beats me too.
Don't get our news here.
We talk about news, but we don't remember what the publishers for the games are. But that's all right.
So that was basically the Bethesda press.
Yeah. Was anybody expecting like a new Elder Scrolls / Fallout game?
I mean,
I wasn't necessarily expecting it to, hey, we're coming out with this soon. I was expecting oh, hey, we're making Elder Scrolls and at least that.
like a drop.
Yeah. Instead, what you got was they were very good about only announcing games that were going to be coming out in the next year. Everything they said was going to be within 12 months of what they said, I'm pretty sure.
It's just like Skyrim VR.
Yeah, no, it was Fallout 4 VR, Skyrim for Switch,
Right.
and
Skyrim was VR as well.
Yeah, there was
and
a
Skyrim was VR?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Which,
How do you feel about that, guys?
I don't know.
How do you feel about the whole VR thing?
VR is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Once more
I think it's-
AAA titles
I think you're
come
right.
out.
I think it's going to be awesome, but I don't think it's awesome yet.
No.
Yeah, I think it will be, especially with titles like Fallout and Skyrim. Those are settings absolutely gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to be immersed in something like that as opposed to well, I've heard good things about like Papers, Please and all that, but I feel like that's not as immersive as something like Skyrim or Fallout 4.
Hold on. Let's talk about Papers, Please, because I don't think that's the game you think it is.
Yeah, you're thinking about that workplace game. Papers,
Oh.
Please is the one at the border. And
Oh,
they-
right.
Papers,
yeah,
Please
yeah.
is the border crossing game that I always get made fun of for
Are
loving.
you talking about the
Oh,
work?
okay.
That's a good
You're
game.
talking about the work
um,
game.
Yeah.
Job Simulator.
Job
Job
Simulator.
That's what I'm
Simulator,
thinking
yeah.
of.
Yep, Job
I have not used the VR thing yet.
I have not either.
Nope, me neither.
Wow, really? I'm the only one that used it.
Jourdain is
I've
the
used
only
it a
one.
couple of times,
Hey.
and I could tell you it is pretty amazing. The
You're-
HTC Vive, I've tested it about 3 or 4 times, and it's amazing. I've only tried the Steam demo one. There's like a whale and there's a shooter, but it's pretty amazing because you could crouch down, you could like turn however you want, and everything follows you. The remotes are very responsive. It's very immersive. The only thing that's not immersive is the cable, and that's the thing I hate the most. And that's what they're trying to fix, is making it so that it's portable and that you don't have to worry about tripping over the cables. Because there was a few times where I almost tripped over the cables, and
I've
that's
seen a VR backpack that you can wear. It has a laptop running in it, or maybe it's a desktop or something. I don't know.
Mhm.
But it's the computer's running in there, and then you're totally wires free.
And then explodes.
But it's so expensive, and it probably gets so hot, and the battery time probably isn't that
yeah,
long.
and you'd probably get tired of wearing it after a while too.
Gets,
Yeah.
Get sweat
So,
coming down their back.
but okay, going back to it. What else from E3 were you guys like really psyched for? Because personally, everything Sony announced, I was just so pumped.
So we're
for.
moving on to Sony.
Let's move on to Sony.
Let's talk Sony. Before we go to Sony quick, though, I just want to acknowledge the Devolver Digital Conference. What happened there?
Whoa, okay, what was that?
It was a joke conference that didn't end up being funny.
Oh.
It was pre-recorded. There was like some weird murder scenes in it, and like people going insane and blood pouring out of their nose on stage. It was just weird.
Was this
So-
with the YouTubers?
No, this was Devolver Digital people.
That was the indie people, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that we were
published a
talking
lot of
about
indie
last-
studios.
This
Last podcast.
Enter the Gungeon.
Enter the Gungeon.
Right.
We found out halfway through. But yeah, so they had a weird podcast that, or a weird podcast. They had a weird presser that I don't think went as planned for them. I got what they were trying to do. They were trying to be edgy, I think, and it more came off like edgelordy kind of stuff. I don't know. It didn't work.
Yikes.
Yeah. But
That's
anyway,
not-
sorry, Sony.
Yeah, Sony. Okay, guys. First and foremost, Spider-Man PS4.
It hurts me to say, but no.
What?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But
My-
there's something better on that Sony E3.
Okay, but we'll get there. But okay, so I'm a huge fan of the Batman Arkham series, and they used the same fighting style for Spider-Man as they do for the Batman Arkham, which I am so excited for. Especially like as opposed to grappling around and using all your bat tools, he's webbing around and just throwing people into things. Looks so fun.
Trust me, I'm super excited for a Spider-Man game that's actually gonna be like very Arkham-like.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Everything gameplay wise looked really cool. I couldn't get over the UI. I told
The
Ryan
UI
about this.
looks a little weird. I'll give you
looks,
that.
It looks like early 2000s adventure game UI, which, whatever. I mean, the game's not out yet. I'm not going to criticize it,
It was
but
very like cybery bluey.
yeah, I don't know.
It was
It
really that did throw me off a bit,
just
but
looked out of place.
I think the gameplay itself just completely fixed that for me. But-
Yeah.
One thing that I hope for is that Spider-Man isn't going to be too serious. He sounds older in the game than he does in the,
he does,
the
yeah,
new
he
movie
does.
coming out.
Yep.
So I'm just worried that he's going to be too much like Batman from Arkham.
No.
there were some quips in that trailer.
There was
Yeah,
some
There
clips.
were? Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched all of it.
No, I just watched part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when he's like talking on the phone to Wilson Fisk and like he's just kind of joking around with him, like, okay,
That's
they've-
Spider-Man.
yeah, they've gotten the heart of Spider-Man
Yeah.
here, and I heard that apparently there's going to be lots of costume options as well.
Yeah. Speaking
Ooh.
of costumes, what did you think of the white spider emblem?
It looks cool.
Yeah, I liked it. There was some hate for it on Twitter, but I didn't see
Yeah,
where it was
I-
coming from.
I like
Fine.
because it's a new kind of, to me, it's a new era of Spider-Man because this isn't related to the Marvel movies at all. It isn't related to past games. To me, it's kind of a symbol of this is something new and it's different and it's its own thing, as opposed to just being normal Spider-Man. Like, oh, is is this based off the movie or what? Like,
yeah.
So you think it's gonna be that very Arkham style with like a bunch of like Spider-Man villains, like Carnage. There's gonna be Venom. There's gonna be the Rhino guy.
well, we already saw Wilson Fisk, so
Right. You
I'm
think it's gonna
hoping-
be like just a
yeah.
whole montage? of
Yeah,
that?
I'm
he was
hoping-
in jail though in that video.
That's true.
people get out of jail,
That's
Josh.
true, especially supervillains.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm hoping to see quite like the Rogues Gallery. Like, I want to see like, man, I've been waiting so long to see Mysterio and like anything.
So okay, I
Oh,
know
man.
you're a huge Marvel fan. Was the villain in the helicopter a real Marvel villain, or is he new for the game?
Here's the thing, I stopped watching the like the gameplay footage and trailer because I
yeah,
don't want to
that's- yeah.
spoil anything for
That's
myself.
right. Okay.
I
Mine's
sto-
super
I s-
hyped.
Yeah, I was so hyped and sold in like the first 2 minutes. I was like, I'm
Oh.
done. I'm out. I'm getting this game.
Fair. Wow.
So
Okay.
that's Spider-Man for you guys.
That's Spider-Man.
I'm
That's
excited. Josh, you excited for that game?
I'm excited for that game. A little. I mean, I'm a stickler.
Let's be honest here.
I'm a stickler for things like UI. I like the
Yeah.
entire presentation to be appealing. So we'll see if they change any of that
So
by the next
thumbs up?
game. But I'm giving it a 70% thumbs up.
Yeah. I'm like a 90 because I love He's like one of my favorite, superheroes. So I'm super excited, and I like the Arkham game. So
Well, he's so relatable. That's the thing I love
Yeah.
about Spider-Man. So anyone can kind of pick this up and just immediately be the character, which is
finally,
so good. Because that was one of the things with the Batman Arkham games too. You go into this, but you're Batman. You're not necessarily. It's like there's no way you can ever be Batman. But since Peter Parker's that nerd next door kind of thing, anyone could be Peter Parker. So
you
I'm
could say
excited.
that.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Continuing with Sony though, Sony had lots of cool announcements. One of which I'll just quickly bring up because I'm a huge fan of the game. Horizon Zero Dawn. I had a
DLC, right?
DLC's coming out. I had a ton of fun playing the campaign, and I am so looking forward to the DLC. The thing that was a bit of a bummer with Horizon Zero Dawn was it came out at the same time as Breath of the Wild, and I feel like got
yes.
very, very overshadowed despite its critical success.
No, from what I've heard, it's a great game, and I love Ashley Birch. So,
I was
It-
one of those people who played Breath of the Wild instead of Horizon Zero Dawn.
At some point, you should give it a play.
I will.
if you got it a hard copy, then I would have definitely played it.
You're still bitter about that.
No,
A little bit.
no hard copy shaming, guys. Come on.
Okay, I'll stop that.
Gotta
All right.
Gotta get them digital downloads.
What else for Sony?
So there's two things. One of which I think we should save to the end. I think AJ knows which one that is.
Oh, Pokemon? Not sure. That's not Sony.
That Pokemon tie-in we all weren't expecting.
Kidding.
No, the one I want to talk about quick is Monster Hunter World.
Yes.
Yes, AJ and I
Oh, let me tell you.
played the demo. I don't know how many times. We had the demo for the PlayStation 2.
PlayStation 2, you heard that?
Yeah.
It's a
Nice.
pure
This
historic.
is like,
colossal-
15 years ago? 10 years ago? I don't even
Long
know.
time
But it was a
ago.
long time ago.
So
Back before broadband internet came to the PS2.
That's right. No, definitely. So we're Monster Hunter veterans, me and Jordan.
Yeah.
When was
I would-
that?
I
Like
would
the
say I am as
70s?
well too.
Yeah, that's right. We were all hippies back then playing
Back in the
Monster Hunter.
70s. Back in the 70s when the PS2 came out.
Yeah.
So I'm, you know what? I think for me, this is like watching that trailer and knowing that's on the console back on the PlayStation makes me really nostalgic in a way that the first Monster Hunter was on the PS2. So I can finally pick up a controller again, like a PlayStation controller, and play this game that I played a long time ago
Yep.
with my friends. And that's going to be magical for me.
Well, I think we even talked about. I think most of us were planning to pick it up, weren't we?
yeah, you
oh,
definitely
yeah.
play.
I'm picking it up
We
for
better be.
PC, though. I'm not going to pick it up for console.
I might get it for both. Let's be honest here.
Probably. I got it for the Wii U or not the Wii U, but the Wii Monster Hunter 3 and the 3DS. So I'll probably
We've
pick
got
it up
about a
too.
year to save up, so
Yeah,
We can
we're
buy both.
good. We're okay.
Well,
But, like-
yeah. If whoever's getting it for PS4, I will get it with you so I can play this game.
So, do you want to talk about that trailer a bit, or
yeah, let's talk about it. Actually, so you guys have all probably seen the trailer if you're up on this as much as we are, but pretty much just picture Monster Hunter, a bunch of new mechanics in terms of the grappling hook, which was super cool. Like you could, there was grapple points in the environment. You could swing back and forth. There was environmental destruction. So at one point they lure the monster under this massive vines and throw some exploding rocks at it, and the vines fall on the monster. That was pretty cool. But the coolest part for me was actually the interviews that I've heard of the closed-door demos of the game.
Oh, yes.
So they showed multiplayer, drop in, drop out. How many times have you been online on Monster Hunter DS? You have 3 people. You're waiting to go do that hunt. You start the hunt, and then right as you go, a 4th person drops in. It's happened to me, I don't know, a dozen times probably, and I've only played one Monster Hunter game on DS. So I don't know. I feel like that's a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't really play Monster Hunter with you guys typically, so I'm not used to that kind of dropping out.
No.
So that this is with randoms, like because
Yeah.
if you want to farm some of the bigger monsters, it's just faster to do with 4 people. So I would go into the like worldwide lobby and wait for people to come help, and it was really hard to get people sometimes. So the way it works is you have a flare that you put in your little grappling hook slingshot thing on your wrist, and if you need help, you just shoot the flare up, and it automatically drops people into your game to come
And just
help
like the trailer, they come
That's
on
pretty
like
cool.
these little
Yeah.
flying creatures,
They
and they're
come on, like,
hanging on.
pterodactyls or
Here
whatever
we
they
come.
are. It's so cool.
And for those who don't know Monster Hunter, it's exactly how it sounds. You hunt monsters.
You hunt monsters, you get their guts and their skin and their horns and whatever, and you make better gear, and you go fight more monsters to get better gear.
It sounds redundant, but I have like over 1,000 hours on pretty much every single game.
Yep.
It's
pretty great.
ridiculous.
It has an insane amount of Japanese charm. It's I would consider it a cult hit probably.
I mean, I think it's the #1 game in Japan.
yeah.
I'm almost
Definitely
certain.
for mobile
out west
for mobile,
though.
yeah.
Out west. Yeah, I'd say it's a cult hit.
Like here.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. In Japan's like #1.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. But here it's like the fact that it's coming to the PlayStation and coming as a Western release is, the love and support that everyone gave it here.
Yeah, it's huge.
So I'm super happy that it has.
Wasn't there this one game that tried to be a clone of Monster Hunter for the PC? What was that called?
This is the one that Phil was telling us about. You remember the name?
Dauntless.
Dauntless. Yeah,
that's
Dauntless.
So that's new. It's not out yet, and I've heard about it. It looks like a Monster Hunter game. It definitely looks like. I know people that play Monster Hunter are like it's on their radar because it's gonna be free.
Right.
So I don't know if it's in beta yet. It might be sort of, but it looks very Monster Hunter like.
Mhm.
It's very like I don't know. It's very Monster Hunter like. I was looking at it. It looks a little slower. But
yeah, I don't. The graphics are kind of cartoony. I don't know. The fact that this is now coming out, this in my opinion, eight.
You think that was
Oh,
that move? They're
definitely.
like they saw that like no.
Probably.
Sorry.
No. I think they were both in development too long for one to know about the other, in my opinion. But now that they've come out at similar times, I think it's going to eat
I
Dauntless'
think
lunch.
Dauntless is dead now.
I think
Sorry,
so, too.
Dauntless.
Yeah, the mechanics in Monster Hunter, everything's so well polished
Oh, yeah.
in Monster Hunter. If you go to this Dauntless game and you start playing it, the mechanics aren't going to be as solid. Things aren't going to run as smoothly,
Yeah.
and you're just going to be like, oh, I wish I was playing Monster Hunter.
Yeah, Monster Hunter's been doing it for years, so I mean.
They've confirmed all 14 weapons are going to be coming back.
all
So
right.
Charge Blade / Longsword hype.
Oh,
That's-
what about the bow guns? Like you could have 3
Yep.
different
Yep.
attachments.
Bowguns are back.
There are new attachments.
you-
There's like that
Oh, okay,
machine
cool.
gun ammo. Apparently that's ammo. That the machine gun I was reading up on stuff, but that machine gun part was all just ammo. So you can switch back to the normal pew,
Yeah.
pew, and then
In
you
the-
can
in the-
go into the other ammo.
Yeah, what Age is referencing there is a scene where they have a heavy bowgun, and it's in Gatling gun mode, and he's just tearing this dinosaur thing apart. It was so cool.
So yeah,
it reminded me of Turok, like the old
Oh,
Turok trailer.
oh my
It looks so
gosh.
cool. That's
Turok,
That's an old game too.
Monster Hunter,
Yeah, Monster
sort of. But yeah, well, that's enough about Monster Hunter. All right.
Wait, I've
Okay,
one
one more?
important
I
question.
have one more thing to add
important
as well.
question.
after
Okay,
Jordan.
All right, what's your favorite Monster Hunter weapon?
Ooh, I know mine. So mine, it changed over the years, but I've fallen in love with Lance, and there's something about with the big giant shield and just like running at people, and just like dashing into the freaking like monster and stabbing them. And I got really good at just like dashing in and then stabbing a couple times, backing out, stabbing a couple times. I don't know. I
Yeah.
love that thing.
Master the headlocks back in the PS2 days.
Oh my gosh, that's a can of worms. But yeah,
Switch axe, evade style.
Oh,
ooh, that's a good.
you know,
that's a good one.
Switch Axe used to be my favorite, but then I played the new Monster Hunter, the 4th one, on the 3DS.
Oh, yeah, I know what this is.
And I love the Charge Blade.
Charge Blade is cool.
Charge Blade is very
So
cool.
yeah, that's the shield sword,
Yeah.
and then it turns into an actual like axe.
Yep.
and the axe
That's pretty
head
cool.
becomes a chainsaw at some point,
Yep.
right? Yeah.
Oh,
What
yeah.
the heck?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. And
you
if
would love Monster Hunter.
if you fill it with vials and you do the switch, the right when the monster is ramming you, you could stun them. It's pretty cool. So you
Oh,
could
yeah.
like
use
mid switch, right?
It's
Yeah,
like a perfect
mid-switch.
guard kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh
like
yeah,
so
dude,
good
Ryan, you've got to
weapons.
try Monster Hunter. Do you guys still
Oh,
own it?
you've never played it,
Yes.
Ryan?
Ryan's played a bit of it.
I played a bit of it,
Tiny
not
bit.
enough to know what any of that means.
Like
Right.
if
I
you
know-
start from when we start and we like start together, I think that's like the best time to do it when everyone's starting together.
yeah, totally.
And
What
then you'll-
weapon do you think Ryan would like to?
Like
to
'cause
use?
when I remember when we picked it up with
Great
Ryan
sword.
and I went through some things. I thought he would like the great swords, but he used the dual blades. If you remember,
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
remember? Yeah.
I'm a hack and slash. Put
He's
me
just
in
like.
there.
What
And I
about
think
what about hammer spin?
I think he would like that. You know, I was PS2 days. I was the hammer guy. I always liked the hammer. Then I realized you can't cut tails off with hammers, so I left and I went to lance. So
Yeah.
yeah. If you cut off the tails of the monsters, you get rare items, and you can't cut off tails.
Well, before we get to the last Sony item, I guess just like a few. I'm big on Sony. I think they're doing some good things. Just like a few last things that they released before the one I guess everyone's kind of looking forward to is they released another trailer for God of War.
Oh yes, very good trailer.
Looks pretty good. Days Gone is their new game, that zombie survival game.
Right. Yes, I saw that trailer. Yep.
Looks like it could be interesting, to be honest.
It looked very Last of Us graphic style
Yeah.
to me.
But looked more. Yeah, it looked more like. I don't know.
And then more Infamous, like
Yeah.
an Infamous.
Yeah,
with Last of Us together had a baby. And
yeah,
yeah.
something like that. And I think we got some more footage for Uncharted Lost Legacy.
Yes,
so-
saw that too.
That's kind of the prequel to some of the Uncharted stories with some of the side characters and stuff. So looks like it could be good as well. But on to the big one.
So this is going to be controversial because a lot of people in press and a lot of interviews that I've read thought that this was one of the weaker showings of the Sony press conference.
I heard about that a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit about that.
However, if you listen to our last episode, you'll know there's a special game that holds a special place in my heart
And mine.
and AJ's. That game is Shadow of the Colossus. So when I first saw the trailer, I thought, okay, that's kind of cool. HD remaster.
It's not.
It's not.
It's a remake, brother.
HD remake.
So I did not see this coming. I didn't know what this was. I honestly I thought they were gonna make. I mean, their last game was The Last Guardian, and I just started playing that. And I thought maybe they might drop another one because it's their studio is very famous or infamous or whatever. So I was like, oh, maybe it's a new Ico game or whatever, but it wasn't. And I was like, okay, I was a little disappointed. And then I saw the little flashes, and I was like, wait, is that the bridge to that Colossus? I was like, wait, and then everything started to become like brand new and redone. I was like, oh my goodness, is this a remaster or a remake? What is this? And then it happens to be a remake, and I'm super excited. All the graphics are super improved, and if anything deserves like technical like mastery, it's this game because I think it's a masterpiece.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Shadow of the Colossus. As someone who doesn't know the game, I kind of know it, but haven't really seen too much for it. As someone who's not familiar with it and watched the trailer, I was in awe. It was so cinematic, so gorgeous. I was like, this is a game I need to play.
It's the scale, you know what I mean? They really know how to do it, and I'm super excited for that game. Like really super. I mean, I know that it's got a remake or a remaster on the PS3, and then it came back on the PS4, I think.
Yeah.
Was it on the PS4?
Was it? I can't remember.
They did one.
For the PS4?
Yep.
Was it with Ico and I don't know. They did it like 4 or 3 times. So I can understand people will be like, well, it's another It's funny because I was reading YouTube comments for that trailer, and people were like, People were like fighting over what a remake and a remaster is, and some people just do not know what a remake is, or a remaster is. Some
That's
people just don't
interesting.
know.
A remake is something to be excited about.
Yeah, so for me, I'm hoping, like, I'm excited just to pick up the game again and see how beautiful it's gonna be and the scale and just what it should be. I feel like the only thing is the PS2 version had like this atmosphere that I don't think you could take away from it because it was very eerie and it was very new, and I feel like this is not gonna have that. But I'm super excited for it. Maybe it will. But other than that, like, I'm glad they did this. But I'm also hoping that they're working on something else too.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, this looks like it might not have that same feel, but it'll have that new feel of like this is us. Like it's so cinematic. Like it kind of reminded me a bit of Attack on Titan, to be honest.
Oh, definitely.
Just 'cause it's these massive things. It's like I have to go destroy it.
You'll play that game. We're gonna play that game, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna play
It's
that
gonna
game.
be sick.
Did you watch that, Jordan? Did you watch that trailer?
Yeah, I watched the trailer. I didn't see any new bits. If it's gonna be a
No
remake,
bits. No new bits.
no new
So
bits.
I was sad to hear. I'm pretty sure they're not adding like any like on the claw side that they didn't put in. So I'm sad about that. I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
if they're gonna release any secrets because I don't know if anyone knows about Shadow of the Colossus. Is that it's like this open, vast world that you play in, and then it's all there is Colossus, and you think there'd be more. So there's this forum, and it's been going on. I still think it's still going on, but there's this forum of just like people trying to find secrets, like Illuminati like stuff. And so like I wonder if that's still going on. I wonder if they're gonna answer any secrets because there's this garden at the very top of the tower.
Ryan's never played. Let's not.
I know. There's this
Go
garden on the
into
top of the
detail.
tower. You go there and nothing really happens. I wonder if they changed that. I wonder if they added anything, but maybe not.
Something to give that garden some significance. You have to beat the game how many times to get enough grip to do
Probably
it?
3.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was more than that. I thought it was like 8 or something.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. 'cause-
I beat the game twice, and I was able to get it up to the top.
oh, okay. Well, there you
2
go.
or 3. I don't know.
Yeah, you just have to collect his salamander tails or
Yep.
peaches or something.
Yeah, salamanders.
Salamanders.
Yeah.
Sounds very strange. Yes.
Okay, well, I think maybe we should move on from Shadow of the Colossus and from
We should.
Sony.
Super excited. Thumbs up. Double thumbs up. I'm gonna play the game.
High five. Let's
Okay.
talk Microsoft.
Yeah. I didn't see the conference, but I know they have a new Xbox. Is that correct?
Spoilers.
That is correct.
The conference wasn't that great, I don't think. Unless you like Forza, which I don't. So
Vroom, vroom.
cars.
Don't they announce a new one each E3?
It's almost always their opening thing. Let's
Yeah.
talk about Forza. I don't know. I hate it. So the new Xbox, codenamed Scorpio for the longest time, which I was really excited about. That was a cool name.
But it's
Xbox One X.
wait, 1X or just X? I thought it was just X.
No, Xbox One X.
How do you feel about that name?
Well, here's how math works. It means it's 1 times better than the Xbox One.
So let's just talk about the products they have on the market right now. They have the Xbox One, the Xbox One S, and the Xbox One X. I'm sorry, but can we fire their marketing manager? Because I don't understand how a consumer who's not super deep into gaming culture is going to know the difference between any of those 3 things.
But is it worse than Nintendo naming conventions?
No, nothing is worse than
X-
last generation Nintendo naming conventions.
last generation.
I'm sorry, Wii U, but you were a failure on all fronts.
Wii U Deluxe Lite, extra large.
Yeah, that's the thing to give Sony a little kudos for. It's like we have the PS4 Slim and the PS4 Pro.
It's still out there, but still better.
It's still like we could have thought of something a little bit
Yeah,
better,
because
but
Slim doesn't imply that there's any technological upgrades, and Pro does, right?
Yeah.
I think it just kind of makes sense. S and X, I don't know. I'm sorry, I can't.
Extreme.
well, I think for the 360 back when that had its Slim upgrade or its S upgrade, it was called the Slim. So why not just go with that again?
I don't know.
So what else was in the besides the Xbox?
So this might be telling. I don't remember.
Was there the new BioWare? Was that part of the Xbox? The Microsoft?
So they showed a game that kind of looks like Destiny. Do you remember the name of it? It was one word.
Anthem.
Anthem. Thank you.
Ooh.
Anthem. So it looks like
Okay.
Destiny. You get in mechs. Although they did the thing that I hate that press conferences do, where they have like drop-in voice co-op or whatever, like drop-in voice
Oh.
chat, and then they act through the voice
So
chat.
they
Yeah.
had voice
Oh,
actors.
I hate that. Oh, come on, Paul. Where'd you get that mortar? Oh, I got it over the weekend. Like, I don't know.
Ayo.
Microsoft just really puts us on edge.
Yeah, I can't deal with that stuff. I don't know.
Did you see it, Jordan? I mean, I know you're a fan of BioWare, I believe.
I saw the part when they were flying into the water and then they flew out of the water.
And then you're like, oh, this is generic.
I was like,
That was me,
That's-
honestly. It
yeah.
looks a little
It-
generic to
it
me.
reminded me a
and
little bit about Dead Space, and then it kind of reminded me what happened with that. So maybe they'll make like a 2D platformer of it, and I'll play that one because that's what happened with Dead Space. The 2D
That's like-
platformer of Dead Space was actually
Wait,
really
That is
fun.
some next level sick burn.
that is that's some meta burn.
Maybe they'll make it.
Take that, Microsoft.
Yeah, take that, BioWare, whatever.
Yeah, it looked all right. I don't know. It didn't really stand out to me that much.
But I mean, BioWare, like, aren't they like more RPG?
You know, if they have a good story,
I
I'll
don't know.
probably play it.
Well, BioWare was Mass Effect, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
And Dragon Age.
And
Yeah, what? Yeah. Where's my next Dragon Age?
It's right there in Anthem.
Okay,
It's gone forever.
thank you.
It's EA now, remember.
Oh my goodness.
Well, moving on from that exhilarating Microsoft conversation, Nintendo is a thing.
Nintendo. You know, I was surprised about Nintendo. I didn't watch it, like
So-
I said.
What?
What? Odyssey was awesome.
Nintendo had, in my opinion, the best press event.
Like I said, I watched clips, like trailers. I watched all the trailers and all that stuff like that. But
It was only 30 minutes, so nice and short and sweet. Odyssey, I think, blew the doors off of
oh
everything.
my goodness. I don't even like those games, and I want to pick that game up. Honestly,
Yeah.
You don't like those kind of games?
no, I
Didn't you-
tried. I really tried. I got it's funny because I get them. I get Super Mario World, and I got Galaxy, and I got Galaxy 2, and I played it for like an hour, and I'm like, okay, I'm done with this. I don't know what it is.
You know what? It's probably just not your type of game.
Yeah. But then I look at Odyssey, and the minute he puts the hat on the things, and I'm like, I want to be a Goomba. I want to be a little rocket, Bill.
Can we talk about the philosophical repercussions of Mario possesses things? How is that a mechanic that's good for kids?
That's fine.
It's because there's more ghost shows coming out, so they want to get kids aware of.
They want to get in
I
Supernatural.
don't know.
They want to get them
Mario-
addicted to Supernatural.
Mario takes over a human man's body in the trailer.
Does he?
Yes.
Oh,
He throws his
cool.
hat at a guy in New Donk City and is just like, whoop, I'm you now, and
You know,
wanders
I,
off.
So-
I think this is great for kids because kids, it shows them that they could be anyone they want to be.
Oh, look, that's
Anything
deep.
they wanna be.
That's Jordan. 2017. That's deep. And then that's the Nintendo conference,
You know,
guys.
if you want to grow up and you want to be a Goomba, there's no stopping you. You could be a Goomba if you want.
Sure.
Little Jimmy, what do you want to be when you grow up? Daddy, I want to be a Goomba.
I want to be a man from New Donk City. Nobody says that.
I'm gonna be a fish.
If you want to be a T-Rex, you could be a T-Rex
Right.
too.
That's right. There was a T-Rex in that.
Daddy, or Jimmy, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to have really short arms.
Oh, no. But like,
Ugh.
I'm glad where it's going. I think this is like very, modern, and even though they did Galaxy, which is like in the space, but
Yeah.
this is really awesome. And they never took it to this before, have they? Like the city.
No. Well, it's multiple different worlds. So New Donk City is just one world.
Okay.
There's like Garden World. There's like my favorite world they've shown so far is a desert land where there's a floating inverted pyramid kind of like
Right.
Mhm.
hanging out, and there's like Mexican mariachi themed skeletons that are freezing because like the villains of the game have made the desert super cold. So I'm not going to be able to keep this together. I want to talk to you about the villains about Super Mario Odyssey. So obviously we have Bowser, right?
Of course.
The main conceit of the game is that Bowser wants to marry Peach, right? Which is most Mario games.
Is
So-
it? Oh.
yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
generally. So the I can't. The
Could do it.
the main kind of mini bosses of the game are the wedding planners.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Wait, where did you get this?
Yeah.
Did you read up on this?
There was they were doing some interviews and some live
Oh.
gameplay. So they fly around on this flying spaceship, these wedding planners, and then they
Oh,
just become
no.
bosses. But they're rabbits. they're rabbits in like costumes, and I don't know. It's really weird.
But I
Wait,
mean,
they're
I think it's pretty cute.
rabbits in costumes or rabbids?
rabbits, just like regular rabbits,
You know, the one with the
not
ears.
rabbits. We'll get to them in a
Long,
minute.
Well,
long
yeah, I
ears
was
and a
gonna
fluffy
say.
tail.
Segue.
Reproduce like crazy.
Yeah, those rabbits.
What?
Named bugs.
No, that's a bunny.
So
Same thing.
excited for Odyssey then?
Yeah,
Very
I'm pretty
Say-
excited. It looks a lot like Mario 64, and
It
I love
does.
that game.
2 thumbs up.
I
Yeah.
think it looks very innovative, and I like what they're doing with Mario and his little hat and how it's coming
Yep,
alive and stuff.
I hate Nintendo because they're making me want to buy a Switch.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Speaking of Nintendo, doing a little bit of a partnership, they've teamed up with Ubisoft to do Mario. This is the actual title. I'm sorry, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
And it sounds ridiculous.
So
Oh, now I understand why all the wedding planners are rabbits.
no, these are Rabbids.
Yeah. There's a
This
difference.
is a different game.
No. I know, but they're the bunny rabbits from Ubisoft. They're bringing them into this game.
No,
so
they're
they-
not. They're not. They're just like regular rabbits.
The Odyssey. In Odyssey, there's just regular rabbits.
Yeah.
But what? Yeah, they're regular rabbits. But why would they use them if they weren't kind of hinting with the partnership?
maybe,
with
I don't know.
Ubisoft?
I don't know. I
Could
don't know
be.
if that was exactly what they were thinking, but
Probably not.
Regardless.
yeah, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle ended up. So it's a crossover between the Mario universe and the Rabbids universe.
And a crossover with the XCOM universe.
Spoilers. Yeah. So you have Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, and Peach, who are all playable characters, and then not playable. They are characters that can be in your party. And then there's a version of Rabbids that are dressed up like each of those characters. So there's eight characters. You actually play. I don't remember the name of the character. We actually play as a Roomba. It looks like a Roomba. It's this little disc on the ground that has ears, and you like drive the Roomba around, and the rest of the party follows you.
So you're vacuuming.
Kinda, yeah, but you're outside, so I don't know how good of a job you're doing. But
Are you mowing the lawn then?
maybe it's a lawnmower. Maybe that's the game. You're mowing the lawn, and the rabbits are. I don't know. Anyways,
You
so
got to get the rabbits as they pop out of the holes.
when this stuff initially leaked, I thought this was going to be a ARPG game similar to the Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga series.
Yeah.
No, it's XCOM.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
has cover and is a shooter, and Mario can go into Overwatch mode. Like,
It looks great.
it looks weirdly good.
Yeah.
It looks weirdly good.
This got my interest.
I'm so
Yeah, I thought it was like another Mario World type thing,
yeah. No, it's
but it's not.
It's some weird, and it comes out really soon. It's August, late August.
But here's a question that I really want to know the answer to. XCOM had the whole permadeath thing. If your lead person dies, they're gone. What if Mario gets killed?
Nah, it looks
I don't
gonna
think they
happen.
do that.
It's the end of the franchise.
Maybe
man.
maybe
It's
that's
the
how
end
the
of the
rabbits
franchise.
come in. Once the main Mario dies, you only get Rabid Mario after that.
That could actually be. You never know.
No, I think they all have specific gear. From the trailers, it looks like Rabid Mario is a melee character. He just had like giant hammers and stuff. Rabid Yoshi like pukes out a Gatling gun and then uses the Gatling gun.
Wow,
Yeah, it's real weird.
let's pick it up.
Yoshi uses rocket launchers. I don't know. It's weird.
Does he shoot eggs out of the rocket launcher?
I hope so.
Yeah, me too.
I
Probably
certainly hope
should.
so. Yeah.
Yeah. Luigi uses like a vacuum cleaner shaped gun, which of course, like, thank you.
Awesome.
Somebody was thinking.
Everything's coming full circle. It's
Yeah,
great.
this is-
it's really great.
It's almost like we weirdly kind of predicted a lot of this E3 stuff last
We-
episode without
Oh,
actually
you know
predicting
what?
anything.
Almost. Almost.
Like, how fitting.
But like, I was surprised, and you know what? I might look at it.
I'll buy it. Mainly
I
because
might
there's
buy
no
it.
other games on the Switch.
Plus, I don't. I gotta get a
When is it
Switch.
coming out? Did they-
August. Late August.
Oh,
Gotta
That's
get a
soon.
Switch. Gotta get a Switch before August.
Very soon.
yeah, no kidding.
Is it multiplayer?
Ooh, good
Probably.
question.
I'd assume
If
so.
it was, that'd be awesome. I'd
You-
love to play a turn-based with.
You know what
Friend.
game's multiplayer? Mario Odyssey.
Oh,
They showed a demo where you can take the Joy-Cons off the Switch, turn them sideways. One person controls Mario, the other person controls the hat.
whoa!
So the hat's always flying, and then they can move their hat around and attack people and like
That's
defend
interesting.
Mario.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's really weird.
That's cool.
I think everyone's going to want to be player 2 just to play the hat because they could possess anyone they want.
Is
I don't
that how it
actually know how
works?
the possession works.
Who knows?
Not me.
We just gotta
Wait,
play
what's
the game.
what's the actual term that they use in the game? Do
Capture.
they call it
They
possession?
call
okay,
it capture. Yeah.
Okay.
Pokemon?
I captured this New Yorker man. I mean, sorry, New Donk City man. I can't get over
So
that.
what happens to their soul?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it gets
That's-
moved over for Mario.
Yeah, Mario takes up a lot of space.
But does it go back? That's the question. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
So these two games sounded really cool, but you know what won the Nintendo press conference for me?
What did?
A big number 4.
Oh yes.
Yep. They showed a 4. They played a little bit of music, and I was like, jaw drop, hands up, you're done. Like, we're done. Let's get out of this conference
I
hall.
heard that's what a lot of people were super excited about.
Yeah, Metroid Prime 4 announced, coming soon
Did
to the Switch.
they announce another one too? Another Metroid game?
Yeah, a 2D one. I don't remember the name of it. But,
All right. Well, let's talk about the good one.
you can tell we're millennials because we think Prime is better than the 2D ones.
I don't know. I've never played any Metroid game ever. So you kill me now or whatever.
Shout out to Axiom Verge, the best not Metroid game.
I did hear about that. See, I know
real
things. I
good.
just haven't played them.
It's real good.
But you're excited you played them all?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, anyone else played Metroid?
I'm just a disappointment.
See, we're all disappointed here. Josh is the
no,
real
you're
player.
not Ryan.
Ryan and AJ have played Samus and Smash. I think that's as close as you can get.
Yeah.
I actually wreck with Samus and Smash. Thank you very much.
I have not.
Zero
I'm
Suit
sorry.
is
I've
the
never
best.
touched a Metroid.
Oh,
I
yeah,
have
you're
not.
a Zero Suit main, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's a whole nother can of worms. We'll talk about that.
Oh boy, it is.
Also, like speaking of that, actually, and not skipping over, I thought they were gonna do something with Smash, but they didn't.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people were saying that. I thought Smash was in a really healthy place. Like, isn't the new one still pretty new?
Well,
Yeah.
I already heard that they were talking about doing like kind of a re-release of Smash 4, not a new Smash, like a
Mhm.
re-release of
Yeah.
it, just with maybe a couple additional characters that are exclusive to Switch.
Oh, interesting. Okay,
That's about it.
I could see that happening. I'd buy that.
Yeah.
But,
Cool.
Okay, wait. But what? The Metroid 4.
Yep.
Did they have a trailer?
Nope.
Did they have it was just on the screen.
It
That's
literally
it.
said Metroid Prime 4, and the Metroid Prime music played, and then it faded away.
I wonder what would happen if we put Shadow of the Colossus like that. I wonder what would happen. You know, if it was just Shadow of the Colossus
I
and
think-
that's it.
I think because it's been re-released before.
I think people might almost expect a sequel.
You know, the first thing I thought when I
Yeah.
saw the bridge, I thought sequel,
Yeah.
but that didn't happen.
Yeah, so I think it's best that they showed
Yeah, you're right.
more.
Yeah.
So that's all you guys know about that, huh?
Yep, that's it.
Wait, for Nintendo, I don't know if this was fake news or not, but
Gotta be
did
careful.
Did they mention about remaking Super Mario RPG? Because I think I read that somewhere.
The closest thing is they announced a new Mario and Luigi game,
You're right. Yeah, they did do that.
but I don't remember the subtitle.
Yeah, it's a new Mario Luigi RPG, but I haven't.
I
No,
sold my
Mario.
3DS, so I didn't want to be sad and look at it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So one last thing about Nintendo, Monster Hunter Double Cross, which was in Japan for 3DS, has been announced for Switch for 3DS, but only in Japanese, and confirmed no North American release.
So we're just getting World then.
I'm
Is it
fine with that.
Worlders are next?
Yeah, we're just getting World. However, if you own a Switch, you can easily access the Japanese store. So if you don't care about reading text in Monster Hunter, you're more than able to download Monster Hunter Double
Here to
Cross.
hear first.
Yeah. You know what? I've actually tried playing Monster Hunter, the Japanese version, and it's not very fun.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, remember that?
It's quite pictorial though, isn't it? Like all the icons
It
are still the
is.
same.
It's there, but it's still not the same. It's still hard to play, and I'd prefer to play it in English.
yeah, fair.
Wait, so did Nintendo was like, yeah, you can have Monster Hunter back, PlayStation or Sony? Is that what happened?
I actually don't really know because it's coming to PC too, so it's not an exclusive. But I think the people who made Monster Hunter were just like, you know what, we've done this on portable for so long, it's time to go back to our roots.
Because I was sad when they said, oh, we're going to Wii. I was like, oh, okay.
The biggest thing that I'm super excited for is that it is coming to console and PC, and the graphics look amazing. I got really tired of the graphics always looking the same after every single 3DS game. Like, oh, okay, the graphics are the same. It's the same this one. And now it looks great. Like the foliage from
Oh.
that trailer looked amazing.
Yeah.
You
Shout
know
out.
it's good.
I'm going to shout out a fellow creator here on the interwebs, Gaijin Hunter. He's a YouTuber who makes
Yes.
videos about
I
all
know that
sorts
guy.
of Monster Hunter stuff. He just did a great breakdown on his closed-door demos of Monster Hunter World. So if you want to hear more about that game, go check out his take on it. It sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's a great YouTuber. That's how I learned how to how to play with the.
Yep. That's how I learned Switch
Yep.
X.
So was that all at the Nintendo conference? Was that that's the biggest
It's everything I remember being excited about.
Anything other closing statements for E3?
I don't think so.
XCOM DLC. We're talking about XCOM. I think they had some.
Wait,
There's XCOM DLC.
I've got one extra thing,
XCOM 2 DLC.
Ooh.
and this is a shout out for people who like to play For Honor. There was a guy that was dressed up
All three of you.
as an Orochi, and it was an amazing cosplay. And he was running away from a Rathalos, and it looked really cool. The picture, like they had a huge Rathalos in the E3 booth, so
Which is a
I'm
Monster
kind
Hunter monster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Big Dragon.
Yeah, so it's nice to see the Monster Hunter and For Honor crossover because I
So,
love both of those.
The real
games.
question, was he doing the Monster Hunter run?
Oh,
Yes, he was.
Awesome.
He was.
That's great.
So good. It's just like super exaggerated arm pumping and stuff.
Okay, so I want to close E3. If there's nothing else.
Yep.
Your most hyped game that you want to play right now, yeah. I think I know. I think we know.
I think I know what you're
But I want to
thinking.
know everyone's.
I think I know what everybody's thinking.
Okay, Jordan, what's yours?
Start off.
All right, mine's definitely Monster Hunter World. I pretty well grew up through middle school playing the original Monster Hunter, and I've played every single one since then. I've even played some Japanese version ones, so I'm really excited for Monster Hunter World finally coming to BC.
Ryan?
You know, I'm gonna wait to hear what you guys have to say.
Nope, not fair.
Nope.
Dang it!
Is it gonna be Spider-Man?
I'm almost gonna say Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh
Wow.
Whoa.
You're not just doing this, are
I
you?
was not expecting that at all.
No, okay. I'm super, super, super hyped for Spider-Man, but I can wait. I have patience for it. Shadow of the Colossus just looks so cool.
So should we almost hold off on letting him play the PS2 version
I think yes.
Might as well.
Yep.
and just wait for it to drop?
I'd say so.
Okay.
Right on. How about you, AJ?
You know, I was gonna say Shadow Colossus. I was thinking about, but no, I think I'm more excited for World. I think it's just the nostalgic thing about, like I was just saying, of picking up a PS2 or PS controller and playing it with my friends is gonna be the greatest feeling ever. So I think World is gonna be great. What about you, Josh?
I'm saying Monster Hunter World as well.
I knew it.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I am so hyped for that game. Despite Shadow of the Colossus being remade, I've already played through the game.
Yeah, that's
a
true.
couple
That's
times.
why.
Yeah.
And this looks like a fresh take on a game that needs a bigger audience in the West, and I think this is going to be the game to do it.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
Right on. Okay, so with that, we're going to move to a quick break, and we'll be back with more discussion right after this. Thanks.
I don't really know what kind of venues we have online. Why don't you tell us where you could find Part-Time Allies?
Well, first of us, you can find us on Twitter at Part-Time Allies. And where can you find us in terms of finding the actual podcast, Ryan?
You can find the podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify.
Not Spotify. We don't have Spotify yet. But you can find us on YouTube.
YouTube as well.
If you want to try and find us on YouTube, you can YouTube Part-Time Allies, or Part-Time Allies is going to get you right to our channel. And hold on, we're getting a report here.
I believe
Somebody-
we have AJ in the field. AJ, what's it looking like out there? Well, if people want to send an email, where can they find us?
Oh, thanks, Ryan. Here, I'm down here at ice level here, and I think we got a mail. We got a mail for Part-Time
Wait,
Allies.
whoa, wait.
Seriously? Can you
I
tell us
think
what,
so.
where's that mail?
I'm getting reports on a Gmail. Is it a Gmail?
No. Yes, it is. It really is.
You're confusing me. Can you be a bit more clear?
You're breaking up.
It's a Part-Time Allies mail at gmail.com.
Whoa, did you say Part-Time Allies mail at gmail.com?
I said Part-Time Allies mail at gmail.com.
Whoa.
Josh, I think he said Part-Time Allies mail at gmail.com.
No, but you spelt it wrong. It's not M-A-L-E. It's Part-Time Allies mail, M-A-I-L. So could you repeat it one more time, AJ?
It's Part-Time Allies mail at gmail.com.
You heard it here, folks. It's Part-Time Allies mail at gmail.com.
Let's get back to the shizo.
So it was a long week of E3. Did you guys get any time to play any games this last week?
I restarted Breath of the Wild for some reason.
Wow, I
Because-
really need to play that.
Apparently, I don't value my time.
Wow.
No, that game's sick. I love it so much.
Me? Oh, I started Last Guardian. So speaking of Shadow Colossus, same people who made Shadow Colossus started that. Really good game. Very atmospheric. Very methodical. Very puzzle-like. The only thing I would say that's weird about that game is the controls are a little too flowy. It's like it almost
Like
feels like
slippery?
It's a very
Yeah.
common complaint.
yeah. It's very very slippery. It feels like for me there's a little bit of a delay.
Oh,
So
that's
interesting.
too bad.
Just a really quick rundown. You're basically a kid with a giant griffin type thing, and that's all I know. And you're kind of just escaping this place, and you're trying to get home, and that's it.
Yep.
And you tell him to come over, and you hop on his back, and you climb up stuff, and you use him to your advantage in environment, and that's about it.
Now, you've been wanting to get this game since its release.
Yes, I was always skeptical because it was delayed so many times. It was announced. I don't know if anyone knows, like 3, 4, 5 years ago.
A long time ago.
And they delayed it. It got canceled, and then people were like, oh no, what's going on? And then it got back, like it came back, and people were like, no, it's getting made, and then finally got released. So the graphics are still great, but you can see there is a little bit of wear and tear in there. You can tell
Yep.
that it's been in development for a long time, and you can see the kinks. But for me, I'm taking it slow. I'm taking it methodical, just like I'm pretty sure it's intended to be an experience. I feel like it's an experience, and I'm about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours in, and I like it, and I'm coming
Yeah.
back to it.
Worth the wait then?
Yeah, I got it for $30 instead of 50, so I'm happy about that. Yeah.
I picked it up at
Christ.
launch, beat it. Great game. The end is fantastic. Definitely a slow start, and I would say, yeah, keep at it because that game is sick.
What have you been playing, Ryan?
So I just recently beat my first Uncharted game.
How long did you didn't have that for that long, did you?
Not really. No, I just played Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. Wow, that is a fantastic game. So I'm unfamiliar with the whole Nathan Drake storyline and everything like that. I got this game, and I wasn't lost. Nothing was.
Really?
Everything was pretty much explained to me. I was introduced to all the characters, and everything made sense.
Wait. So it's a standalone? Like, can you play that game without not playing other others?
Well, like there's recurring characters and
Right.
and stuff, but it's very much like I just picked this up on a whim because I heard great things about it, and I had so much fun. Yeah, and that was what I was worried about. I'm like, this is number 4. How lost am I gonna be? And not lost at all. It was so terrific. Everything about it, it's such a great cinematic game as well. Just the settings, all the action pieces or all the action scenarios and everything, like it all just flows, and that game was so great. If you guys haven't played it before, I highly recommend picking this up.
I'll definitely put it on my list.
Well, I have it first.
Yeah,
So
That's
thanks
fair.
for that, Ryan. I'm gonna.
Are you gonna go back and play the other games?
I'm very tempted, yeah.
Because
And
isn't there a package you can get?
the Nathan Drake collection is 1 to 3.
There you go.
And yeah, this has gotten me interested in what the Lost Legacy is going to be as well, because I'm probably going to try and play all the Uncharted games. So
And it's Naughty Dog, so play Last of Us.
Yeah, and
Come
once
on, man.
and once you beat that, you could go back even further and play all the Jack games for the PS2.
Ooh, yeah, you could.
Oh, Jack and Daxter is
Jack and
so
Daxter.
good.
Yeah.
but since I beat it, I just recently picked up Dishonored Game of the Year edition for PS4, and I'm enjoying that so far. So as the podcast continues, I will keep you guys updated with that, because right now it's quite enjoyable. It's pretty sweet. So
Jordan, have you been playing anything?
All right, I'll let you guys have one guess on what game I played this week.
For Honor.
no, I know what it is, but I can't remember.
Oh my goodness.
Magikarp Jump.
No, no. Hold on. No, I don't know it. I think I saw you playing on Steam. Was it Darkest Dungeon? No.
It was definitely For Honor.
What? Oh, okay. All right. So you did troll. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I did. I played For Honor, and I played a little bit
Ooh.
of a game called
Ooh.
Alien Isolation,
Oh, wow. How is that?
and it is pretty amazing. It is pretty scary. I was playing it last night, and I was like, okay, where's the alien? It's like I've been playing this game for 2 hours, and nothing has happened yet. And then you get teamed up with a buddy, and you're like, oh, yeah, I'm teamed up with a buddy. This guy's going to die. I'm going to see the alien soon. Yeah. And then it happens.
So that came out a little while ago, right?
Yeah.
Isolation.
Yeah, I've
Came
heard
out quite a bit.
I've heard great things about it because everything I hear is that this really gets the feel that you get during watching the Alien movies, like especially like 1 and 2, like the
It's definitely
best
in
ones?
addition to that. Yeah, it's great. You get that same sense of feeling from the movies in the game. And what makes this different than a lot of other horror games is the pacing is a lot like other horror games, but the music and how it starts, it's amazing. Like when the alien starts to come in the room, everything's like dead quiet, and you could hear like footsteps, and all of a sudden the alien will disappear, and you're like, oh shoot, where did it go? And then you start doing your normal thing, right? You're searching around for clues, and you're trying to open doors, and then you're just walking, and then all of a sudden you like look behind you, and it's right there, and you're like, oh, and then if you move too fast, he's gonna kill you. So you're just like, and there's all these different types of tools that you could use to try and disguise yourself, and it's pretty fun. I'll definitely finish it. There's been a few times where I'm like, I'm going to bed. I'm not gonna go any further. This is too scary for me, and it happened twice, but I pushed through, and then I was like, okay, no, I can't do this.
yeah.
I'm gonna go to bed now.
I've been very interested to try this game too because I'm a fan of the Alien franchise and like the movies are great. And I heard so many people saying like, if you like the movies, you will like this game.
But do you like horror games?
I don't know.
I don't. I really don't like horror.
I played Until Dawn with you.
It's true.
That was actually one of my favorite Halloweens of all time.
It
That
was.
was as well.
So for you guys out there in listener land, the Allies and some friends of theirs got together one night being Halloween of a couple of years ago.
The
And-
best time of the year.
And we marathoned Until Dawn.
From start to finish.
And it was a blast.
It was the best Halloween I've ever had, and it was long. And the funny thing is, everyone sat down. Everyone was glued to the screen. We gave the controllers to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it and you get those like intense moments in the game and everyone's like freaking out. You get those jump scares and everyone's freaking out. That was such an enjoyable experience.
And it's
My
gonna do again.
only regret is that our good friend Jourdain was not there.
I know.
Oh, you weren't there?
Our
I
ally.
always
We were at your
seem to
house.
be gone during Halloween. I don't know what it is. It's my favorite time of the year, but I always happen to be somewhere else.
You were
in
in
the world.
England.
No, I was in Montreal.
Oh,
at
you're
that
in
time.
Montreal at the time. Okay.
But I did pick it up when I was in Montreal, and I did play it there.
I was so sad that you weren't there because we were at your house.
Yeah.
I was just kind of assumed you were there because we were at your house. But you
Wait,
didn't
wait,
actually know.
what, you guys just said, hey, Jourdain's not here, yeah, but we could.
We
you
asked your
just let us
sister.
in? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Your sister was hosting a party.
So
There you go.
we
Oh,
did
that's
that.
Oh, she
one.
played it with you guys too?
She did.
Oh,
I
nice.
believe so. Yeah.
My only regret was the ending because at the kind of near the end, I started looking at my phone to I excluded myself from the playing near the end, and I was looking at my phone to see what kind of ending we were about to get, and we were on track for the perfect ending. And then I think it was Ryan flipped a light switch or something near the end. Spoilers for Until Dawn, and blew the house up with everybody in it.
Yeah.
No.
No, that was me.
Oh, was it you?
It was me.
No, it was before that. We couldn't have the perfect ending because
The dude died.
Oh, he got drowned or something, right?
because the barrel didn't blow up for the dude to get the Wendigo off his back.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And apparently that was actually a glitch in the game because you have to like shoot 3 barrels that explode to get the Wendigos off your back.
Okay.
But there was a glitch that hadn't been patched yet in the game where
Spoiler,
the
by
third building or the third barrel, no matter how perfect your aim,
Yeah.
would not explode.
No.
So the guy was doomed to die.
I do remember us having most of the survivors at the end, though, and then we did something wrong in the house and blew the whole house up.
Yeah, we did blow the house up.
Oh wow.
We did.
Okay,
That was fun.
I've got one question for you. I don't think I've asked you this before, but there was this one scene. This is spoilers. We already said spoilers
Yeah.
like 3 times.
Spoilers for Until Dawn again.
But there was this one part when there was not a chainsaw, but a circular saw coming down from the ceiling,
Oh.
and Ashley and what's the other guy's name?
I was in control at this point.
You were.
Who was it?
Ooh, I can't remember his name.
Anyway,
now.
the guy with the glasses.
Yeah.
And they were kind of having a thing between them. And you had a gun on the table. What did you guys do with the gun?
Here's
so
what
Ryan.
here's what
you
I did.
Son of a goose.
I went, because you go back and forth. I went back and forth so quick and then made my decision that no one saw what I did, but only I was the person
Oh,
only
yeah.
person in the room who knew what happened, and everyone was freaking out because no one knew what the outcome was because the screen just went to black. But I went to shoot her.
Oh man.
I
There was a totem that I'd found,
Yeah.
and I can't remember exactly what the totem was, but I think it was him like putting the gun back on the table.
Oh.
And I decided, you know what? I'm like, nope, I'm not gonna shoot. And then I just put the gun on the table and I just waited.
Yeah, because otherwise, if you go to shoot her, she hates you after.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah, we found out the hard way.
Whoops.
We gotta
It's
play
more
more.
fun.
horror
So you
games.
just shoot her?
Well, I mean, no.
we definitely gotta play more horror games.
Yeah.
We definitely gotta play more games.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Outlast 2.
Yeah, I'm hoping they come out with more Until Dawn-esque games.
Yeah,
cool.
and there's that dude. I was gonna try to do a segue. It didn't really work out, but
Well, there's actually one more thing I want to hit on
Oh.
before we segue.
oh, okay.
So spoilers or warning of spoilers for next week. We're moving into a little bit of an anime thing here.
Oh,
Attack on Titan, the last episode of season 2, aired today. Jordane's covering his ears and gasping.
I don't know it either.
I'm not going to talk about it right
Oh,
now,
okay, good.
That's why I said spoilers for next week.
but I do
Oh.
want to talk about it next week. So for the part-time allies here in the room, get totally caught up on Attack on Titan season 2 before
Do
next
it.
week.
Oh man, I don't know if I'll be able to do it.
You can do it.
I have to practice for my Toastmasters.
And allies at home, try and get as far into Attack on Titan season 2 as you can. Try and finish it. If you can't finish it and want to skip that segment, totally fine. I'll put the timestamp in the description of the podcast and the YouTube video, so you can skip over it.
Quick, Ryan. What is Attack on Titan?
Attack on Titan is one of the greatest animes ever made.
It's true. It's so
Okay.
good.
It's
cool.
it's
Describe to someone who does not know it just in like 5 seconds, 10 seconds.
okay, 5
Five
seconds.
words.
5 words.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Big, human, bad, kill them.
Sure.
I would
That's
say
great.
soldiers, aerial gear,
That's 2 words.
soldiers, aerial gear, kill Titans.
Okay, that works.
I like Josh's better. I'm sorry, Ryan. It's a lot more descriptive.
Email us at parttimealliesmail@gmail.com. Whose description of it was better?
That's
Team Ryan or
That's
Team
part-time,
Josh?
part-time allies mail at gmail.com. Actually, while we're here, Team Ally or Team Ryan or Team Josh hashtag. You can follow us on Twitter.
What?
Yeah, we have a Twitter handle now. It is at part-time allies.
What?
Yeah,
I
crazy.
thought it'd be something different.
Me too.
But are we on YouTube?
Hey, you know what? We're also on YouTube.
What?
You can find us at Part-Time Allies.
Not
Actually,
Part-Time
no,
Allies YouTube?
Just Part-Time Allies. Nope,
Oh.
not Part-Time Allies YouTube.
Man,
Wow.
we're
You
like
can just Google-
everywhere.
Part-Time Allies. And if you can't find it right away, do part and then hyphen time space allies. That's the best way to find
But are
us.
we on any other platforms, Josh?
Let me tell you about another platform we're on.
Where else are we, Jordan?
Well, if you open up the curtains and you just look outside, you'll see us in a van, and we're actually making our podcast right there. So come knock on the van. You'll see us in there.
And it's going to have the Apple icon on there because we're on iTunes.
Hey-yo! That might be the best segue I've ever heard.
See? See? And SoundCloud.
And we're also on SoundCloud.
I mean, that's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Fair warning, if you look outside your house and there's a van parked there that looks very sketchy, it's not us.
Yeah, and
Thanks-
if
thanks
there's
Don't
for
go
clearing that
to
up,
it.
Ryan.
even if
there's
the
a
Apple
very good
logo's on it, don't
disclosure.
go to it.
Don't
so
do
if
it.
there's a weird character there, segue to our next segment.
Yeah,
It's-
this
it's-
weird character Ryan.
On our segment, something is something ever.
No. You skipped
No.
the segment.
Did we?
Yeah, it's story time.
Oh my gosh.
It's
It
story
is.
time with Uncle Ryan.
Story time with
I
Uncle
love
Ryan.
Oh my
story
goodness,
time.
okay.
This is my favorite part.
Okay, so this is what my story's about. It's about a little something that I miss so dearly in life called couch co-op. So, going back a bit, couch co-op to me was a great opportunity for me to kind of like build friendships and get closer to people, cuz when you're growing up, it's kind of hard to find sometimes things that you guys just really like click on and things that you can kind of conquer together. And couch co-op was that for me, especially one of my closer friends in life. I didn't really know him that well, but I was always a fan of Lord of the Rings. And I went over to his house one day and he was playing GameCube and he happened to have a game called Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King, which is probably one of the greatest couch co-op games for a couple of Lord of the Rings nerds ever.
Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Well, I think the great thing about it was we had such imaginative minds that we would play it and then we go outside and we start actually playing Lord of the Rings together outside. We're not like 18 at this point. Like we're really young.
I
so
did that too. Don't worry about
it's
it.
acceptable. But yeah, so we would do that kind of thing, and I really miss that nowadays because I felt it really kind of strengthened a friendship because there is this online multiplayer aspect and everything, but there's a true sense of like companionship to sitting beside someone till 4 a.m, playing a game and just overcoming all odds and beating the orcs and Sauron and winning back Middle Earth. Something so great about that. And even just other, like, not just Lord of the Rings, but just other simple games too. Like I was a bit of a jock in high school, so I would go on basketball tournaments to different places, and we would bring along an Xbox. And there, for those who are into sports games and stuff, there's a popular NBA series, the NBA 2K series, and those are some really, really fantastic games. And as teams, we would kind of have 2v2 matches, and that's what we would do in our downtime between games and meals and stuff. And it was such a great bonding experience. Like, I'd never been closer to a team before because in our spare time, we're like playing more basketball in a sense, and it's this real sense of camaraderie where you're like, hey, you and me, we got to take down these other two guys. And it was just a real fun way to play games, and I feel like that's been lost now. Like like Smash 4's out. That's a pretty good couch co-op. I know Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter just came out too, but fighting games are one thing. It's different when you're sitting down there and just playing a good campaign or anything like that, and just really building that friendship. So I'm actually excited because I'm pretty sure it was announced at E3 this year was A Way Out.
Yeah, A Way
So
Out.
we missed that accidentally.
Which-
No, it was purposeful. We saved it for this segment.
Did we?
I purposefully saved
there
it for
you
this
go.
part.
What's up?
So yeah, A Way Out is a game that is specifically made to be a couch co-op. So I'm really, really hoping that this is going to be a good game because I want to see more people doing couch co-op again. Because I don't know what year it kind of started drifting away, but I remember for so long I'd go into the store like looking like, okay, is this game like a local multiplayer? No, it's not. Oh, like I wanted those games, but they're just not being made anymore. So I'm really excited for this. So if when that game comes out, if one of you wants to come over,
Yeah, can we briefly talk about A Way Out? What is it?
it's a prison this is just as much as I know. It's a Prison Break game, and couch co-op, and you're two different guys, and you're basically working your way out of prison and just kind of getting into a bunch of different shenanigans. I know I saw a couple scenes where I think one was driving a vehicle and the other was crouched in the box of it, and it actually reminded me of the movie Hell or High Water that just came out this last year. Was Oscar nominated, I believe, and it kind of reminded me of like scenes from that, because it was the same kind of duo and escaping the law kind of thing. So this game looks like it could be really cool.
Something neat I heard about it was that, well, it is completely and only playable split screen couch co-op. You can play it online, but they highly recommend playing it couch co-op. You can't play it alone at all, which is kind of neat.
That's awesome.
And in the split screens, there are two different stories happening. And apparently, mechanically in the game, one person in their side of the screen can be in a cutscene, and the other person can still be playing. So there was a sick scene of one of the guys being on the first floor, kind of in a lineup, and he was in a cutscene, and he was naked, holding his jail clothes, and he was in a cutscene. But the other character, was on the second floor on a catwalk and still being controlled by the player, walking back and forth, watching the scene go on.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
seemed
next level
really
couch
cool.
co-op right there.
Yeah. So to kind of cap it all off, couch co-op was very meaningful to me because it really helped build those relationships, I found, and was kind of a unique way to bond. So if there's a new one coming out, I want to try that just so you can have like a new experience with someone. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
I think it's coming back.
Yeah. Thanks
Yeah.
for the story, Ryan.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. That
Thanks
was
for
great.
That's great.
You're welcome.
And definitely couch co-op needs to come back.
Yeah,
Yep.
it definitely
Please.
does.
I
You don't get that sense of camaraderie anymore by just playing
the
online,
experience.
and it's too bad. They've all moved. No one wants to play split screen, so they just moved everything so it's online.
Yeah. Well, and there's something too, like, yeah, I can be online with a friend playing Call of Duty and we can like destroy it and kind of freak out on our mics together and everything. But there's something like turning to the guy and like giving a high five, and kind of like me and my buddy, like, we legit freak out at points and get like super hyped and everything, and just like high fiving and everything like that, because it, like, we got into super intense moments in games, and it's like you don't really get that as much anymore, which is a little disappointing.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of couch co-op, quickly too, you guys have to play Snipper Clips with me at some point. I've still only beat like 2 levels, so come on, guys, let's do this.
All right.
Hey,
Pick a date.
I'm not opposed.
Pick a date, we'll do it.
Sounds good. Okay, so this is going to bring us into Something is Something. AJ, what are we doing for Something is Something this week?
Oh my goodness. I messed up last time, so this is the actual segue.
Hey, Something is Something.
Something is something. I thought we can think of the most memorable NPC ever. In your opinion, obviously.
Yeah, and there's an important distinction here. This is not best NPC ever. This is not our favorite NPC ever, although it could be.
It could be.
This is most memorable NPC ever.
Yeah, you think.
Yeah.
So I don't know who'd like to start us off. Josh, would you like to start us off today?
Yeah, sure. So I have 2 runner-ups, as per usual. Runner-up number 1, and this is in no particular order for these 2, Solaire from Dark Souls.
Oh my goodness, yes.
He is a meme. He is
Praise the sun.
praise the sun. I don't know. Let's engage in some jolly cooperation. I don't know. He has some great lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's drink that Sunny D, pour it all over your body, praise the sun, and engage in some jolly cooperation.
And play Dark Souls if you haven't.
Yeah, play Dark Souls. It's a good game. But so that's Solaire. NPC number 2 that I'm going to go for is Tingle. I really enjoy Tingle. He's a fun side character. I'm not sure if he quite qualifies for NPC because you can play as him in Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land, which is a super obscure DS title,
I heard of
which is
game.
awesome. It's actually really, really good. But good luck finding one. So I think the only English versions of it are only sold in Europe. Could be wrong.
Wow.
Could be wrong. But it's a rough game to get a hold of. Anyways, yeah, Tingle's just a weird dude. You learn in Majora's Mask that he's like this estranged child of a man who runs a canoe company or whatever. And he sells you maps. He thinks he's a fairy. He's 35 years old. And, he's just a strange dude, but very memorable. My number one is obviously not going to win. I know that's a fact because it's from a game that not a lot of people have played. But if you've played this game, I can guarantee you this will be your number one memorable NPC. And that's Terry Hintz.
Yeah, that doesn't ring a bell for me.
No way, Terry Hintz.
Wait, where's
Terry
that from?
Hintz. So there's a little 2D game I played recently called
Oh,
Lisa
okay.
the Painful.
Okay.
Oh, I know this game.
So Lisa the Painful is a 2D side-scrolling RPG, you can say, party-based RPG. So you're a character, you gain other party members, and you fight things and go through the story. The story is super dark and super weird, and the whole game as a whole is weird, but I'm not here to talk about the game. I'm here to talk about Terry Hintz. Also, slight spoilers for Lisa the Painful. So, Terry Hintz. Terry Hintz serves as the tutorial, for Lisa the Painful. So, Lisa the Painful, if you've ever played Mother 2 or Earthbound, as it's known in the West, is a combat style. Also kind of similar to, oh gosh, what's that game called? That really popular indie title from last year.
Oh, Undertale.
Undertale, thank you. Kind of similar to Undertale, but you choose your actions as like attack, use your spell, whatever, and you'll fight. So Terry Hintz is the tutorial character. He's the first member of your party as well, and he's useless. He gives you little hints whenever you're talking about how to do this action, how to climb a rope, how to jump down, that sort of stuff. And he can give you hints on the enemies you're facing, but he's just an idiot. Like, he doesn't do anything. His main attack is called, I can't remember what it's called, like Terry Super Bomb or something. And the attack literally involves him walking up to the enemy and tripping and doing 1 damage and then running back crying, right? So he's just not a great character. So spoilers for Lisa the Painful. The game makes you make choices. One of the first choices you make is you either have to lose your left arm or lose Terry.
Hard decision, right?
Hard decision, because at this point, Terry has been sold to you as this complete loser. And the way the combat works is if you don't have your left arm, you can't do some of the combos because the game requires you to use, say, which arm or like your headbutt or whatever if you're going to do attacks. So, of course, you give up Terry. But the thing is, if you give up Terry, he ends up being the second last boss of the game, and he is insanely difficult because he gets super strong and has some crazy healing powers. So, anyways, that's Terry Hintz. He is my most memorable NPC.
That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy.
I like Terry. Sounds like a good kid.
That's a good kid.
He wears, I'm pretty sure he's like clean shaven, long hair. I don't know if he wears pants, and he has a leopard print poncho.
Terrific.
Play
Yep.
Lisa.
Play Lisa, it's cool.
Okay, well, I got some. I got a bunch. Honorable mentions. I'm not gonna talk about my honorable mentions, but if you know them, feel free to cheer to yourselves. So one of my friends at work, he said, Fallout 3 Dad, because it's Liam Neeson. I think that's memorable in itself.
Yep.
There's one from Skyrim, Majik the Liar. I don't know. I'm gonna do a little bit thing. He's in pretty much every Elder Scrolls. He's just like Khajiit, and you just talk to him, and he just says stuff, like really weird stuff. So I don't know if that's memorable to most people. That was memorable to me.
I remember him.
Okay. Dark Souls, I got a whole list. I got Sagmar of the Katarina, so the Onion Knight. Patches as well from Dark Souls. Black Iron Tarkus.
Okay, have I shown you that video?
No.
Let's talk about that after.
Okay.
And then I got Solaire, of course. And that's all Dark Souls. And I think Quiet from Metal Gear Solid is memorable to me.
Good choice.
And she's like one of the most
my
most
goodness.
useful NPCs. So my most memorable NPC, I think Janae might know this, is the merchant from Resident Evil 4. Because all he says,
buying?
there you go, what are you buying?
What are you selling?
That's exactly it. And so you're Resident Evil, you're Leon, and you're going, trying to fight survive this infested villages, and this dude in a black cloak, and he comes to you, and he's kind of full stocked with ammo and weapons, and you don't know why, and you think he's gonna kill you or something, but he's there to sell you stuff, and every time you talk to him, all he says is,
What are you buying?
And
What are you selling?
you don't know why. And I think that's what makes him so memorable to me, is because this just estranged place, and he's just there, your safe haven. And every time you saw him, you're like, oh my, it's him.
You know, he's a family man. He's just trying to feed his kids back home. They lost his mother
With a rocket launcher.
Yeah, I know exactly. You know, he's got to make a living somehow, and Leon's the only one that's got money that's flowing around. You know,
So it's funny, he just follows you, almost stalks you, and sells you stuff. So I think
he's
I
the
don't-
go-to guy.
He has a deep question in life.
Yeah.
What are you buying?
And what are you selling? So
Someone's got to know.
that was my memorable
Yeah.
NPC.
That's a good one. I like it.
Yeah, I had a really, really hard time with this because I don't really know a ton of NPCs in my games because I just kind of breeze over it. Like, yeah.
Thought
Okay.
provoking then for you.
Yeah. I definitely had to think back, and I, for the most part, thought mostly of Skyrim people because I played a lot of Skyrim. But yeah, I have a list here, and I'll just kind of go over. Yeah, I'll just do what AJ did. Just roll over my runners up here. I really enjoyed Sully from Uncharted 4, the old guy with the mustache and
Oh, I know
the
the
cigar.
guy. Yes.
Kind of yeah, he's really cool. Claptrap from Borderlands.
He's playable though,
I forgot about that.
but that's fine.
Runner up, it's fine.
It's
yeah,
fine.
runner up. He's allowed. Serana from the Dawn Guard DLC in Skyrim, played
Yes.
by Laura Bailey.
Laura Bailey.
Cortana from the Halo series. Colonel Hoffman from Gears of War. And my number one pick is really ridiculous. It is Leah from Stardew Valley.
Oh.
Stardew
Valley.
Why is she
Never
the
played
most
it.
why is she the most memorable?
4 out of 10.
Because I married her, that's why.
Oh wow.
She's
Did she
my
milk all your
wife.
cows?
She's
All
my
right.
wife.
She's
All
my
right.
wife.
So that's a whole another can of worms that I'm sure we'll open sometime, Ryan.
Maybe.
You want
Maybe.
your relationship with Leah or Stardew
No,
Valley?
Stardew Valley.
Oh, okay.
Or both.
Who needs a relationship in real life when you can be married and have this farm in this quiet valley and you have your dog, you have your animals? What else do you need in life?
We're almost going to need a separate segment for you just to talk about Stardew Valley.
Do you have 4 hours?
Sure.
You know what? Actually, I kind of wanted to touch on something here. We've talked a little bit about doing bonus episodes, maybe bonus short things, maybe not necessarily related to part-time allies, but, you know, maybe a little chat about Stardew Valley. Who knows? We'll see. We'll talk about it some more. But if you think that's interesting, you can mail us at
Part-time allies mail at gmail.com.
Jordan. What you got?
All right. I only have one other honorable mention before I detail my number one.
Ooh.
And I'm a bit older than everyone else here. And I play a lot of old games because it's very nostalgic. So my number 2 is Mumbo Jumbo from
Jumbo.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Yes.
That's not even that old. I played Banjo-Kazooie. That's a
Oh,
great game.
What
There
did
you
he sound
go.
like? Did he do that?
Mamba baby.
He always had different voices. That's what I
That's
loved
so
about
great.
the Banjo-Kazooie games. They had the text so you could read what they were saying, but they were always like weird sounds that kind of related to the animal that they were portraying. So like,
Mine was
for,
my
like,
favorite
the
was
bad guys.
Ikum Bokum.
That's when you collected the skulls.
Yep. That was it.
Yep.
Memories, man.
And he is playable in Banjo-Tooie.
Ooh, okay.
So I said
That's fine.
from Banjo-Kazooie. And then number 1.
Number 1.
And I love this character so much. He's definitely probably one of my favorite video game characters, NPC. He's also a playable character in some other games, but Captain Quark from Ratchet and Clank.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Captain Quark, he is amazing. I love the attitude that he's like a guy that knows what's going on, and he portrays being this superhero, but really he's not. He pretends he is, and it's so funny that he's fooling everyone, but Ratchet and Clank see right through that.
Yeah.
And after a while, they just go with Quark. They're like, okay, Quark, sure, do your thing. We'll just save the day for you, and you take the credit, I guess.
He actually reminds me of a less sexual version of Zap Brannigan from Futurama.
Yep.
That's true. Hey, I wonder.
Zap
I wonder if
Brannigan.
they got the who took whose idea from that, because Ratchet and Clank is pretty old. I don't know how old Futurama is.
I think Ratchet and Clank is probably older, to be honest.
I think so too.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, me neither.
Was he in the first game? The first Ratchet and Clank?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Anywhere.
On the topic of Ratchet and Clank, did anyone play the new one that came to PS4 last year?
I think that was just a remake, right?
No, so it was actually an interesting game. It is a game that is about the filming of a movie about the first game.
Right.
Oh,
So
this was. I think this was a couch co-op game.
It might
don't-
have been.
No,
There's
that
4
that was
players.
that was the one before it,
Oh.
and apparently that one wasn't very good.
Scratch
But
that.
I'd never played a Ratchet and Clank game until this last one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the uncultured swine here in Part-Time Allies because I haven't expanded as much younger
You
or
come
in my
so
younger
far, though.
days.
You've
I've
come
come
so
so
far.
far.
You can't say that. You're on a podcast about video games.
Well,
I think there's a certain level of clout you can hold there.
that's true. I'm a full-time ally.
He's just trying to be honest, folks.
Yep. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah, so I got it. I played it, and it was it was actually really, really fun because I could not put that game down. I would get home from work, that game would go on, turn it off, go to bed, go to work, come home, turn it on. It was very, very enjoyable. So yeah, if they make any more in the future, I hope Quark is in them.
Oh, he definitely will be.
Yeah, and I hope to goodness they're good. But yeah, so I guess that's our most memorable PCs and that's our most memorable PCs ever.
There's so many PCs.
So many PCs.
Mine was HP, but
Which one is number one for the night?
Ooh.
Well,
I don't even
think
know if we can fight about this,
I think
honestly.
we should let the allies decide.
Oh my goodness.
How can they get in touch with us, AJ?
I don't know. Maybe they can email us at parttimeallies. mail@gmail.com.
Or you can get us at Twitter at
Part-Time Allies.
Part-Time Allies. You can use hashtag, whatever hashtag you feel like, to
Sure.
get your vote in, and we'll see it. So I think that brings us to tacos for thought.
Yeah, I'm getting a little hungry.
Yeah, let's talk.
you got-
I think I'm gonna
Wow,
need
my
some
stomach
guac,
growled at the exact moment you said that, Ryan.
right?
Wow. Well, I think I got some extra guac.
Well, what's your guac, AJ?
So I think let's talk about it. I want to know what you think the future of video gaming is going to look like. And it could be brief. I just want to know. I know VR.
Yeah, you know what? If you asked me a year ago, I'd say VR. But I'm a little bit of a VR skeptic now, to tell you the truth.
Okay. Because, I've seen, clips of people, strapped into, this, contraption where they're in, this little, a cubicle thing.
A little treadmill.
Yeah, that's what I meant. A little treadmill, like a 360 treadmill, and they're kind of strapped down, and they have the headset, and they got a gun, and they can just walk in any direction and shoot any direction. And I feel like, is that the future? Are we all going to be standing up in this little
I don't think so.
360 dome?
I think it's way too prohibitive. That's so many accessories that only the hardcorest of hardcore would buy. You're segmenting your audience at that point, and then you don't have enough potential people to buy all the games that would come out for the platform. I don't think
That's
it's
true.
sustainable.
That's true, but it does simulate, walking, the
Oh,
most.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a great idea.
Oh, yeah.
But from a business and marketing perspective,
Definitely.
you won't be able to do it. Personally, I think the future of the video game industry is polish.
Shoe polish.
Yep, shoe. Every game is going to be about shoe polish. No, I think we're going to see a time now where we're in the indie game craze right now, but I think the games that do really, really well in the AAA market are the games that are well polished. You hear a lot about some really crappy games getting put out there that just break, like Mass Effect Andromeda. That game was a train wreck, and it might be better now, but it doesn't matter. There was no polish when it came out. That game died. You get a game like Breath of the Wild, that game was highly regarded for its level of detail, the level of little things that happen in that game, or like Nier Automata. Nier Automata the way that its sounds flow together when you transition from environment to environment, or how layers of beats would be added on, or when you go into the hacking game and it'd get you like an 8-bit soundtrack and then just like nicely smooth out. Like those are the things that me as a gamer are looking for now, and that's what's going to be getting my money in the future.
So just you think companies are going to be you working on their games longer? You think longer release dates?
Yep, probably longer development times, bigger
what I meant.
teams, and just quality games.
Quality games with VR.
No
Or
VR.
not?
No
I don't
VR.
know. I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean,
Personally, for future of gaming, I think AR is going to be bigger than VR.
AR.
Personally, 'Cause-
Pokemon Go, man.
yeah, exactly.
That is true.
I think the general audience is going to take to AR more than VR, because especially too, VR is expensive.
It is.
Not everyone can get their hands on
How
it.
much is a VR set right now?
A lot.
700.
No, it's more than that. It's
Way more?
Well,
Depends what you're-
700 US. If we've got US listeners, it's 700. If it's Canadian, it's about $1,000.
Let alone
just
the
for
PC, you
headset.
need to run the stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think for PS4, PSVR is $500. But-
Sounds about right.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but don't you need a Pro for that?
Maybe.
I don't think you do,
No.
but I think you get better performance out of the Pro.
Okay, yeah.
And that's the thing with the VR. It's all about performance, right? Like if you're like VR, it's so easy to make you feel sick when you're in the system.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
This is third party knowledge. I haven't played VR myself,
Yeah, I've tried it and I didn't experience any motion sickness.
and I think it's a person to person thing. Like so, for example, last year I got to fly a plane, which was a sick experience, but it made me the most ill I've ever felt in my life. Where my dad was flying a plane as well, and he was totally fine afterwards, right? So I think that sort of motion sickness is a person to person basis. Like I've heard people. There's a reporter of the place called The Verge, and she was talking about something on one of their podcasts recently, and she can put a headset on for about 5 minutes before she gets sick.
Wow.
So it really varies.
What about 3D movies for you? Do you get sick watching those?
No, and 3D movies. So I'm a person who wears glasses, and 3D movies for me in the last couple of years have been awesome. I don't notice like what I used to see all the time was the tearing, like you could see like the outlines around people. I don't see it anymore. It's great.
Yeah, they really improved on their glasses. I
Mhm.
agree. I agree. So, AR, you think is the future?
Yeah, I do agree with Josh with polish, because I think I think those games that they spew out every year, kind of like Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty and stuff, I think companies are realizing that we're selling less and less, and not people are really taking to these as much because they're not that polished experience necessarily. So I think companies are kind of catching on to that, and we're going to gradually get more and more, like indie titles that are done really well, or more Breath of the Wilds, more Nier Automata, more, in my opinion, Horizon Zero Dawn
Oh, yeah.
was very, very polished. Just games that have so much to them and that are so immersive in that sense. So that's where I think it's going.
Before we move on to Jordan, I just want to define two terms quick because I hear these terms thrown around a lot, and the proper definitions aren't known, I don't think, properly. Virtual VR and AR. So virtual reality is, full-on headsets. Your eyeballs are looking at screens. That's it. AR stands for augmented reality, which is Pokemon Go is a great example. You're looking at your phone. Your camera's on, so you see the world behind you, but it places the Pokemon onto the images that you're seeing. That's the definition of augmented
Another
reality.
dimension.
Yeah.
That you don't see the
So-
virtual world.
Just a heads up.
Yeah, there's lots of horror games done for AR.
Oh yes.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
there was like a few iPhone things where or that I've seen. Maybe they're fake. I don't know. But like people going through their house and like it's supposed to be an AR thing, and
I've
they have their
definitely
camera
seen
out.
a few of those.
Oh
and,
my
and
goodness.
like
That'd be scary.
I would never do that.
the
I
AR the
know.
AR makes your house look creepier,
Oh,
and then adds like shadows and people into it. And I'm like, why would you ever want to do this?
Yeah, I would never. No, count me out. Sorry about that, Jordan.
I would do that.
I-
I love horror games.
I knew you were
Oh.
gonna say
We're
that.
gonna have like a segment with Jordan talking about horror
Yeah,
games.
that'd be
'cause
great.
I'd love to talk horror games with you, Jordan. That'd be great. So what do you think about the future? Think it's about the same?
The future, I have to agree with Ryan. Augmented reality is definitely going to surpass virtual reality just in the fact of more people will dabble in augmented reality than people dabbling with virtual reality. You're already seeing augmented reality, Pokemon Go as an example. But if you've ever used any other augmented reality devices like the Google Glasses or the HoloLens from Microsoft, I actually got to try the HoloLens.
Mr. Try Guy over here.
I know. And I've tried the VR headset. And I have to say, I am very impressed with the HoloLens. It is a great device.
So talk us through that. What was that?
The HoloLens it's a headset that you wear. It gets uncomfortable after like 3 hours, but it's pretty good. It's this huge screen. The field of view isn't quite your natural field of view. It cuts a bit short, but it's really neat because it will map out your entire room, and you could pin things to the wall. Like if you want to put like a fake calendar, you could put it on the wall. You could look away, and then you could look back at it, and it's still pinned in that exact same spot that you put it there.
Wow.
It's really cool. You could put something on the table like, oh, I have like this fake trophy. I'll just put this fake trophy on the table, and it's there, and you're looking away, and you look back, you're like, oh, wow. So you could totally change what your room looks like by just putting these goggles on. So it's like an extra layer that's being added on. And this is going to happen a lot for everything, like windshields in vehicles. Once they're all driverless, they're all automated, then you're just going to see all this information on the windshield. And this is the same thing for games too. I think people will want to play real games, but in like giant warehouses. And in these giant warehouses, they could change different objects in there, and they could change how it looks like by putting on these augmented reality glasses. So you could have a whole bunch of different types of scenarios in these warehouses, which would be great. So it'd make people a lot more active than virtual reality, because virtual reality, you're very constricted by staying in one area. But with augmented reality, if you mix the reality of the augmented reality with actual reality, you're able to avoid objects as well as being able to play whatever game is there. So definitely augmented reality is definitely going to be the one that you'll want to look for in the future, because that's going to be pretty awesome.
And it's cheaper, I think, right?
No.
Probably more
Once
expensive.
it's there will
Maybe right out
definitely
the
be
gate.
there will be cheaper options. Like for example,
Yeah.
your camera on your phone, you could do a sense of augmented reality like that, but that's not really augmented reality. That's just
Yeah.
kind of like overlaying it.
Yeah.
If once you start wearing like the headset and it's tracking everything perfectly, that's when it becomes seamless.
Yeah, you need a lot of processing power to do it and a lot of battery.
Yeah,
So,
and
yeah.
that headset heated up pretty nicely. So I mean, if it's a cold day, it's a good time to wear the HoloLens. If it's summer, you better go to the beach and drink a cold one.
So to recap the future of gaming for this tacos for thought is polish. I think that's really
Polish,
big.
yep.
I think you're right about development cycles and all that stuff. VR will definitely keep streamlining that, and I think you're right about AR. I really do. Now thinking about it, I haven't really thought too much about AR until Ryan mentioned it, and then Jordan expanded on it. So.
I could talk at length about this, but I won't right now. I think AR will change the workspace
Mm-hmm.
quite a bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness,
But maybe that's a side thing.
that is a side thing.
Maybe that's a dish of salsa for later.
What should we call our side podcast if we do it?
Dish of salsa.
Quarter time quirks.
Quarter time quirks.
Quarter time
Perfect.
quarks
There you
from
go.
Ratchet and Clank.
Third time thoughts.
Third time thoughts.
I don't know.
That's a good one.
Okay, so now I believe we're moving on to emails.
Emails.
But before the emails, what about the challenges?
No, challenges are after emails.
All right, let's go on to emails.
To
He's
emails.
just excited about these
He
challenges.
really wants to
He's
talk
so
about how much
excited.
water he drank today.
I know. I really want to know if these guys kept up to the challenge.
No, we'll do the challenge recap after emails.
So we actually got emails?
yeah, so hold on. When we did the first episode of Part-Time Allies, to be honest, I was worried because we included an email section, and obviously we wouldn't have emails for the first episode. So we just read some junk emails from our inboxes. I didn't think we were going to get any emails for our second episode. We got 4. Wow.
That's more than one.
You know what? We better mention what our email address is at least like 20 times so we get as many responses. Because I think we only mentioned it 4 times, and that's probably got 4 emails.
So, Ryan, what was our email address?
Our email address was AJ.
Part-time allies mail at gmail.com.
AJ, can you say that one more time?
Part-time allies mail at gmail.com.
Hold on. Let me get this right. So it's part-time allies mail at gmail.com. Is that right?
No. It's part-time allies mail at gmail.com.
Oh, I see.
There's a little bit of
So
sass in there.
There's a little bit of sass in there.
It's spelt with M-A-I-L.
Yes.
Yes, certainly not M-A-L-E.
Okay.
or
But
as-
we are MALES.
Yes,
Speaking of mails.
we are. Hey, you found 4 of them.
All right, let's
Okay, let's talk about some emails. So, the first email I want to get to is from our friend Daniel.
Yes.
So,
Tell me
or sorry,
more.
sorry, no, you guys were right. It's Danny. It's not Daniel. It's
Oh,
Danny.
it's
Yes,
Danny.
Danny.
Okay.
I
hey,
think-
Danny.
I think Danny is kind of messing with us. So, I'm going to read you the email. And we're not trying to be insensitive. So, Danny, if this stuff really is true, we're sorry. But there's But
I already know what this is.
there's
Sorry.
there's a logical fallacy in your email that we're gonna get to. Your email is titled "I am deaf." I am so sorry to okay, just bear with me.
All right.
Hi, part-time allies. My name is Danny. I am deaf. I really want to know what you say in your podcast. Will you translate it to Braille for me? Smiley face.
Oh,
Thanks.
Smiley face, too. Oh, he's so polite.
Okay, so
Here's a couple of flaws.
Yep.
You wouldn't know the email address unless you listened.
I had actually not thought about
Oh,
that.
Oh, boy.
Logical fallacy number 1.
Wow, Detective
Number 1.
Ryan over here.
Logical fallacy number 2. If you can write and read the email you just sent, you probably are not blind, therefore you would not need it to be in Braille. Also, I don't know, because we would need to translate the podcast into written form and then translate that into Braille.
Yes.
That's a lot of work.
I don't have time for that.
What,
We don't make any money.
Danny, you just need to buy a converter, and what we could do is we could do like little puffs in the mic, and then you could just touch the speaker, and you'll get the vibrations. Maybe that'll help.
All right, moving on.
He said
the-
hello.
the
My
la-
name is Jourdain.
Ryan, you want to go for the next one up?
The last part of this was the last logical fallacy. Not a logical fallacy, but
Okay.
the email that was used to send this was a one-time generated email, which makes me feel that the person who sent that know what they're doing, and they're just trying to screw with us.
So thanks, Danny.
Thanks, Danny.
Hmm.
Ryan, can you actually read the next 2 emails coming up?
I can.
Thanks, bud.
I would love to. Okay, so this is from are we gonna say the names or just like
Just
keep it-
first name.
Just the first
Just-
name.
Okay, this is from David. David says, in regards to our something is something ever from last time, he says, I'll go with AJ.
Thank
Pit Boy
you.
is the best.
Thank you.
You know what, David? You and me, not sure we're gonna get along.
You know what, David? I'm not sure we get along.
Ooh.
No,
I'm just kidding.
you're a
I
good guy.
actually agree with you because Pit Boy was gonna be one of my choices, but I figured someone else would take it. So yeah, it totally is a great gadget. Yeah, he says it's an all-in-one gadget that tells you everything you need to know about your character. What else do you need? You're right, David.
Valid point.
Want to know what else you need? Detective mode.
And
He
you
says
need to know how to party too, David.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, the Groovatron.
That's right.
I
That's
thought
right.
that was just an off the cuff, like nothing to do. Okay, sorry.
And then he finishes saying, also great first podcast, really interesting topics and discussion. There's also great chemistry between all of you. It's like we're friends.
It's almost like we didn't just meet each other before the first podcast.
Man, David,
But,
you're
yeah.
too kind.
We appreciate it. Thank you, David.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Dave.
Thanks
David.
for the
That
compliment.
was great.
Next email is from Nick. He says, or she, you never know. It could be
You never know.
could be either or.
Is Nicholas a girl name or Nick?
Could be short for
Oh,
Nikki.
it could be Nicole, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's 2017.
I know it's not. Hey, part-timers. Who Who would be your choice for an unlikely matchup? I would personally like to see Predator fight the Black Panther, or even better, watch Deadpool get ragdolled around by Darth Vader while annoying him to no end. Literally. Signed, Iron Nick.
Wow.
Is Iron Nick or ironic?
Iron Nick.
Oh,
Like Iron Man.
yeah. I think that's just the spelling for the word ironic as well. So like
Yep.
who signs their emails like thanks for listening to my great email. Ironic. Okay, that makes way more sense.
Okay, but no, for this actual matchup though, I thought about this. And Darth Vader versus Magneto is actually one I would love to see
Good one.
because I love both those characters and they are both lawful evil characters. So their motives are the same. But the main one I want to see, just to kind of shut up the Superman fanboys out there, is Superman not versus the Hulk, versus Saitama, One Punch Man,
Ooh.
because he is One Punch Man. Therefore, Superman gets killed in one punch.
Sorry, guys.
Wow.
He's right.
Sorry, DC fans, but that's just the way it is. He's called One Punch Man for a reason.
I agree.
I want to see Josuke from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4 versus any of the kind of like either versus a Spider-Man or like a Deadpool type character, like somebody who would quirp him.
Yeah.
Because like Josuke, so okay, this is some can of worms.
He doesn't like his hair being made
He
fun
doesn't
of.
like his hair being made fun of, and I feel like any of those like quirky characters would make fun of his hair.
Deadpool, that would be the first thing Deadpool says.
And then could you imagine him versus Deadpool? Because so Josuke's ability, cutting a lot of stuff short. Go watch JoJo Part 4. He can punch things and then he can revert them back into any form while they heal. But with the healing factor of Deadpool, I don't know what would happen.
yeah, that'd be really
It'd
interesting.
be like
to
a
see,
healing
actually.
singularity.
What about you, AJ?
You know what? I can't think of anything right now. All I legit thought about was Jar Jar Binks for no reason. I don't know why.
Jar
Jar
Jar Binks
Jar
versus who?
I don't
Jar Jar
know.
Binks versus Jar Jar Binks. Who would
E.T.?
win?
Sure.
Jar Jar Binks versus E.T.
Sure, why not? They're both aliens.
Yeah, they both look like scrotum monsters.
I don't know.
I'll be right here. What you say?
Exactly. Exactly. Or yeah, I don't know. I think that's the one. Sure. I don't know.
That's a pretty good
Terrific.
matchup.
What about you, Jordan?
I can't really think about anything.
I really love the Predator movie a lot, and I love the Alien movie as well. But
They should make a movie out of that.
Are you saying that Alien v Predator is the next big thing?
No.
Wow.
I want to see Arnold versus Alien. That's what
Ooh.
I
Oh.
want to see.
Yeah. Okay. That's actually like, really good.
I would love to see
Yes. Yes.
Get to the xenomorph.
That'd be so good.
Get to the chopper.
So thank you, Nick.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. That was great.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks for that.
Our last email is from Chrissy. Chrissy says, "Hey allies, I'm Christina from California. Possibly one of your first female listeners, question mark. We found out that is not true. You were close. You were probably number 2.
that. You're probably our first American listener.
You might actually
Probably.
very well be our first American listener, though. So,
So you can take that
yeah.
award.
First off, great show. I love the chemistry between you four. I personally love the Shadow of the Colossus bit that Josh talked about, question mark. Yes, it was me who talked about Shadow of the Colossus. As well as the Tacos for Thought segment. Thanks, AJ.
You're welcome.
That was really cool. But I have a question for you guys. You guys talked about social stigmas and about nerd culture, but I want to know what your thoughts are about girl gamers as well as fake girl gamers. Keep on making good stuff. Chrissy.
Thanks, Chrissy.
Thanks, Chrissy.
Now, I think we
Great
kind of discussed this earlier. I think this is a good enough question that we might actually save this for a taco for thought.
Oh, you think that's good salsa?
Yeah,
I think that's coated with guac,
this
man.
is some spicy
Ooh,
salsa.
That is some spicy salsa.
So,
Yeah,
Chrissy,
things will
that was a
get heated up.
great suggestion. I think it'd be a pretty tame. I don't know.
Yeah.
Unless we all have like very differing opinions on this.
Oh, I guess we'll find out next week.
But no, that was such a great question that we're going to save that for Tacos for Thought for
So,
next week's podcast.
Thank you, and we'd like to, shout out to you, Chrissy.
Yeah,
From
thanks, Chrissy.
America.
From America.
From
America.
California. California.
California's too hot, I think.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I love the hot.
I like the
I
rain.
love California. I've never been, but I
One-
love it.
Want to know what's great
Well, I
about
love it.
California?
Hmm.
Arnold.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He's-
All right.
He's a good governor.
So I think this is the segment that Jordan really wanted
He's,
to talk
he's
about.
tried to move it up
So-
3 times.
What is this segment, Jordan?
This is the challenge
Speaking
segment.
of California,
Yeah, and if you're in California, I hope you're drinking a lot of this, a lot of water.
But
and
you're-
we'll
but you're-
find out.
You're in a drought, so maybe not.
Yeah,
So-
they got bottled water. They got water from Canada.
So,
they're they're
to recap,
fine.
our challenge last week was to drink less pop and substitute it for more water. However, some of us already don't drink pop, so we said I'm going to substitute coffee, and Jordan was just going to keep on keeping on with the water.
Yeah,
so tell us.
I drank water and I felt great.
Good job.
It was great.
So
Awesome.
that's your portion.
Exactly.
Wow.
It wasn't a very hard challenge for me, but I know it's a challenge for others, and I'd like other people to feel great about themselves and drink more water.
That's good. What about you, AJ?
I drank water. I
Did
drank
you only
water.
drink water?
I had a green tea. Does that?
No, that's
Yeah.
water too.
Okay, so we're good then. I had a green tea, and just water. So I'm fine because I usually just drink water.
Good for you.
There was a time where I did not drink pop for like 2 years, and then I started drinking it up again last year, and that wasn't good. So I'm starting to drink water again. But yeah, that was an easy challenge for me.
Good for
Sweet.
you.
So, I drink a lot of water. Water is generally my normal with food beverage. However, I live in Canada. Canada has this great thing called Tim Hortons, and I am a sucker for the Tim Hortons Double Double. So for me, the challenge this week was to not drink sugary drinks, was specifically what I was going to go for. So I changed out my morning Double Double to a steep tea with 1 milk,
Wow.
Good job.
and I only had headaches for 3 days.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Again, that
yeah.
withdrawal. Oh
Yeah.
man.
But I got through it. So actually, I have a coffee with me right now. This is the first coffee I've had in the week, and
Feel good?
I actually might not get one tomorrow.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are we changing lives here
We're
on the
changing
podcast?
lives.
One life changed.
This is amazing.
So we left somebody for last.
We did.
I like the suspense here.
His name is Ryan.
So here's the thing, guys.
Wait. I don't want to know the answer first. Let's do like a drum roll, just to build suspense.
How
No,
do
no,
we
no,
do
no, no,
that?
no. We don't need a drum roll because
We
there's
don't need a drum
there's
roll?
story to go.
Oh,
with
there's
it.
a story.
There's
Oh, I
story.
love
Okay,
stories.
okay.
The story will serve as drum roll.
So, with what I do for work, I do lots of physical work. So I actually already drink a ton of water, but it was mostly like for after work and stuff, or even during work, where I have a soda or something to keep me going. And that was really rough during the week because I didn't have any caffeine, like didn't have any sugar. I had like only ate like my
And
sandwiches and
You
like
don't drink coffee.
no, I don't drink coffee either. So all I drank during the week was water, and like I'd have milk because gotta get my protein in. And but no, craziest thing happened on Friday.
Craziest thing,
Hey guys, craziest thing. This
Craziest
pop
thing.
just fell into my mouth.
No. So I went to the Subway, and this person came up to me. They're like, "Hey, I knew you were gonna eat that sub. I poisoned it." I was like, "Wait, what? You poisoned my sub?" And they said, "Yeah." And I was like freaking out. I'm like, I don't want like this can't be happening. This can't be happening. And they're like, don't worry, I have an antidote. And I'm like, oh, thank goodness. And they pulled out a little vial, but they're like, it only mixes with Coke. So they poured the vial into a Coke and handed it to me, and I had no choice. I had to drink the Coke.
Have you ever played? What's the game I'm thinking of? What is it?
L.A. Noir.
L.A. Noir. Yeah. Hold on. You know what? Let me put my detective. Let me
Yeah,
put my
I'm thinking
detective
L.A.
hat
Noir.
here.
I had to look at the facial expressions there for a little bit. Oh, the 3 prompts just popped up. I'm calling a bologna.
Yeah. What were you eating a bologna sandwich? Because
It was ham.
your sub was filled with lies.
Is that our new segment?
Your bologna sub is filled with lies. The new segment for the part-time allies.
All right. What are we gonna do to shame Ryan here? I mean, you did a pretty good job. Was that your only pop for the week?
That was my only pop.
And how many pops do you normally drink a week?
Sometimes I have 2 a day.
Wow. So
Wow.
that's pretty
That's
good.
14.
You know
You know
what?
what?
That's it was toughest for Ryan, and I think he did.
I
Still
think you
pretty
did a
good job.
fine
That's-
job.
thank you, guys.
That's all right. But we still have to shame him.
I feel like we can punish him with. I think I have this new challenge for us. I got a new challenge.
Oh yeah.
Unless anyone wants to,
Oh, should we
do their challenge.
What's
should we
your
talk about
challenge?
the punishment or the challenge first?
Hey, my punishment was I was crying while I was drinking that Coke.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I needed it.
Okay.
Just tears of joy.
That too. But one I was tearing joy and one was tearing sadness for the podcast.
Okay.
So,
At least it affected you somewhat.
It did.
So unless anyone else wants to do a challenge this week, I have a challenge
Perfect. Let's hear it.
for the other allies and us. I want to, compliment an acquaintance. It's gonna be weird.
so someone we know
Someone we know,
who
sort
we
of.
normally wouldn't compliment,
Exactly.
and we're gonna come up to them and go, "Hey, I really like those shoes."
Yeah, just message. You can message them. Sure, that's a little weird. Maybe someone at work you don't really talk to.
I think you should do it in person if you can.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah, definitely.
But
do
if
it
you
in
have no
person.
acquaintances that you know in person,
you could always compliment us.
You could send in an email
At parttimealliesmail@gmail.com.
and compliment one of us.
Yeah, sorry, that wasn't very clear, AJ. Can you repeat that again?
Parttimealliesmail@gmail.com.
Thank you. That's great.
Right on.
Thank you. But I feel like it would bring like some stories to the table because I
Yeah.
feel like, or you can have a conversation with them. Sure, if that evolves into that, I would like to know what the heck happened with that conversation because I feel like, I don't know. I think more love needs to be spread.
Yeah, it's true. But you know what? There's a fine line between creepy compliments and okay compliments. Don't compliment on their feature or their eyes or their eyebrows. But
if you can, if
compliment
you want
them-
to.
You can if you want to, but then you're gonna kind of give off a vibe that you're kind of a bit creepy.
Yeah.
So notice something that's different. Like if you know what kind of makeup they're using, then you could compliment them on that. But it's pretty safe to compliment them on their shoes because women love talking about their shoes.
You can compliment a guy too. It doesn't have to be. A
I
lady.
love shoes, man. I got a nice pair of Vans high tops, and they're white and they're leather. They look like they're from the 80s. People call me Marty McFly. Looks great.
But hey, that's our podcast, guys.
Guys, thank you so much for listening to Part-Time Allies, episode 2 of the Part-Time Podcast.
Episode 2.
You've been great. Thanks so much, and we're gonna see you next week.
We did it.